This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
Listen up. And now, it's time.
The Q Morning Show is back.
KLAQ is the best. Not playing around.
This is the morning show on 95.5 KLAQ.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Excuse me, I'm just finishing my last bite of breakfast.
Your burrito?
Do people know the situation with me and my breakfast burritos?
I don't think they know your situation.
It's almost exclusively what I eat now.
Yeah, it is.
For breakfast.
It's what I've noticed you only eat.
Specifically, it is the El Monterey egg, sausage, cheese, and potato burrito.
It smells delicious when I go in there.
The cornerstone of any healthy breakfast. It smells what? Good or?
It always smells good when I go in there, yeah.
That could just be me too. But
no.
Yum, yummy. Yummy for my tummy. So Nico is full on just trying to gaslight me now because he called me yesterday. It wasn't even late. It was like 6 o'clock. He calls. He's like, Are you alone? I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, do you get lonely? He's gaslighting me.
No, he's not.
Yeah, oh, yes, he is.
Why do you say he's gaslighting you?
Because he's telling people, first of all, he admitted to me yesterday, he does not think I have onset dementia.
Okay,
that's all been
a
shtick. So that's a little gaslighty. That's a little bit. Hey, we're going to find out more today about Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, who, maybe not a lot of people knew Tim Walz's name, but a lot more do today after he was chosen by Kamala Harris to be her running mate in the elections in November. So here's what I'm hearing. You want a football coach, teacher for 20 years.
Where he says that that's where he lost all his hair.
Teaching?
Yeah.
Lost it or pulled it out? Career National Guardsman.
Wow. No.
A guy who's only 3 years older than me, but looks like he could be my dad or grandpa. Those are all the things. Now, people say, like, real salt-to-the-earth Midwestern, not a whiff of elitism. People have a lot of really positive things, and not just Democrats either. Republicans who would still dare speak out about this said that they know Tim Walz to be a real good dude. I don't know if they'll say it now because nobody wants to get lasered by Homelander. Did you finish up the season of The Boys?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't either. It's been
I'm really
slow
dragging
going.
watching this
It's
one.
slogging, man. I think I got 2 more episodes to get through. But, it's almost like when you're sitting around, it's like, all right, I've done all the errands I have to do today. I guess I'll watch The Boys. Right?
Yeah. Where you're like, oh, God, I still got to finish this.
Joanna, why don't you preview what's coming up on the Hollywood Cheese May today? I'll get to a weather forecast, which you kind of know what's coming. Yeah, it's going to be hot this week.
Gonna be hot.
But Joanna, as far as your Hollywood report later today, what are we going to be hearing about?
Have you ever wanted to eat popcorn out of a shrunken head?
No.
Well, you can now.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is getting not
Wait.
one, not two, but 3 different popcorn buckets. They are not naughty, though. I guess
anything could be naughty. Yeah, you
but
could make
these
anything
are
naughty.
not intended to be naughty. And one of them is, of course, the sandworm.
We predicted that.
Yes. And
The shrunken head, how many, what's it going to have, like 5 pieces of popcorn in it?
No, it's a pretty big
It's a big
Right.
shrunken head?
And I think a theater here in El Paso is already giving those out. I think I saw yesterday on FitFam.
This has all happened in a few months. The idea that there's collectible, well, maybe there were collectible popcorn buckets before, but that they would come out in all these crazy shapes kind of started
knew?
with Dune 2.
Yep.
And that crazy vagina dentata bucket, right?
Yeah, I think it all started from there.
And now it's like every big release has got to have some
You gotta have
special
some weird
popcorn bucket. All right, we'll have that coming up. Also, the school, Daniel wrote an article, I believe, or maybe you did, about the middle school that won't
code?
that won't let kids wear black clothing.
I think I wrote the initial one, and then I think Daniel wrote like a follow-up.
A follow-up. So this has now made the national news.
Oh,
And
really?
I've got audio from some of the parents who are not happy.
If only there was this much conversation about it when I wrote it 3 weeks ago.
Sometimes it's a slow burn on some of
Yeah.
these. We're going to hear from some parents, though, in sound clips that are not happy about
cool.
the ban of black clothing.
All right.
The school said their decision was because black is depressing and they don't want kids to be depressed.
All right.
Oh, man. Poor goth kids have to go and get a whole new wardrobe.
So
Emo kids,
right.
goth kids, vampire kids, all of them are going to have to go get new clothes.
I think almost every middle school now has like a uniform.
Oh, is that right?
And I remember when I went to middle school and we had a uniform, there was no black. Like you had to wear either
Khakis and red or blue or whatever.
Right, or blue pants.
Probably went along with your school colors, I guess.
And then always a polo shirt. None of it was ever black, though.
Well, I guess that's one way to handle it.
Middle school is a very tough age. Kids want to start self-expression.
I don't think I would have hated having a uniform like in middle school.
It kind of cut out like in the morning, like, oh, what am I going to wear? Oh, I got a uniform ready to go.
The reason I wouldn't mind wearing a uniform was because my mom would never buy whatever the coolest thing was that everybody wanted to have. She would buy the Walmart knockoff version.
Uh-huh.
So it was real popular to wear Izod shirts.
Nice.
And they had a little alligator on it.
Uh-huh.
But my mom wouldn't shell out and go all the way to Dillard's in Tulsa to get an Izod.
You had to travel to Tulsa.
She got Le Tigre.
Okay. And did it have a...
From a distance, it looked like it could be an alligator.
What was it?
It was a tiger.
It was a tiger.
Another clothing brand that was very popular in the 80s was Polo. And my mom wouldn't buy Polo because that was too expensive.
Right.
She would buy Knights of the Round Table, which on the Polo shirt, the guy's got his mallet up in the air.
Cool.
And anyway, you get made fun of more if you try and wear a cheap knockoff than if you just wore,
Whatever.
whatever. Right. It's like, look at you. You're trying to be.
The 70s were tough on that, I think.
Didn't get Nikes, got Pumas. Let's get a look at El Paso weather as we start off our Wednesday morning. Clouds going to continue. We are seeing some rain, but not today. Not tomorrow during the day, but tomorrow evening, early evening. Chance of rain, we're going to put it at about 15 to 20%. Near 100 today, 100 for Thursday and Friday. Lots of sunshine for the weekend. No clouds, no rain in the forecast. And highs are going to hover right about 100, maybe a degree or two above or below. And that is the golfer's forecast for this weekend. It's brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com or call them at the pro shop. That number is 915-821-8200. 2122 for Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Somebody had called in and left a message, and then I misplaced it, but they wanted to know, like, what kind of guests do you guys have coming up? A lot of guests this week. Michael Wolff, who writes for the USA Today.
Oh, okay.
He wrote the book Fire and Fury about the Donald Trump presidency. He's got a new book, so Michael Wolff, we're really excited about that. Tomorrow on Friday, Chris Kid Reed from Kid and Play is going to be here in the studio with us. And he's doing, let me give you the details on this real quick. The police officers came by and dropped it off. They're having a scholarship fundraiser, and this is the El Paso Municipal Police Officers Association presents Christopher Kid Reed along with George Jimenez. Our friend Jibbs is going to be part of the show, and that is going to be this Saturday. There are going to be 2 shows. It's at the El Paso Municipal Police Officers Association Memorial Hall. That's at 3601 Rutherglen in El Paso. Showtimes are 7:30 and 9:30. Doors open at 6:30, so you can get there an hour early and, maybe ask somebody to fix a speeding ticket for you or something. I doubt if they'll do that, but it is to raise money for the Municipal Police Officers Association Scholarship Fund, and Chris Kid Reed is going to be here. Also, Greg Wilson, a comic who's been a friend of ours for many, many years. His family still lives in El Paso, so he comes back and visits. He's in town this week at the El Paso comic strip, and he's going to come in Friday. Do you want to hear?
The Greg Wilson?
The Greg Wilson, yeah.
The guy that comes out in those commercials?
Do you want to hear our text conversation from yesterday? Oh, my phone's dead. Basically, hey, man, I'm going to be in town this week at the comic strip. Want to hang out? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. And then he's like, you seen my commercial? What is it, Progressive or Liberty or
maybe
what the hell?
It's some insurance one, right?
It's the one where there's a little fat guy. That's Greg. And he's like sliding under a car and jumping head first through a window and doing all this stuff. And so he asked me, have you seen my whatever it is, Geico? I don't know.
I want to say it's Geico.
Yeah, okay, so whatever it is, did you see my commercial? I knew exactly what he's talking about, so I texted it back. Only every time I turn on the television because it's true. Greg Wilson is going to be here on Friday. The next week, and I'm a little bit surprised that you didn't know who this guest is. Moon Unit Zappa is the daughter of Frank Zappa, and she has a memoir. She and her dad performed a song that was a big hit in the 80s called Valley Girl. It kind of kicked off the whole Valley Girl movement. Okay. Do you know what that is?
Like
for sure.
That, like, talk like
whatever.
This. Right.
Yeah. I
did not know who that was.
Yeah, and Frank Zappa was her dad, and Amit Zappa was her brother. Come on. Moon Unit Zappa is going to be on Monday. Just got a message from Nico, so he's not making it in today.
Oh, look at that.
I can lay out my case of how I'm being gaslighted.
Yeah, you really can.
Without any opposition today. That's fantastic.
The Daily Calendar.
Ahoy! It's August 7th, and it's all about the sea. First, it's National Lighthouse Day. And jumping about because it's Regatta Day in Canada. The perfect way to go spot some sea serpents because it's Sea Serpent Day.
Thirsty Blues.
And if you work up an appetite, it's Raspberries and Cream Day. Sea serpents love those also.
And that's your Daily Calendar.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Led Zeppelin to Soundgarden.
Powered by Snap Processors at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
El Paso's own live and local. The Buzz Adams Morning Show. 95.5 KLAQ.
All right, we're set to get into today. Sound clips. There was a big rally in Philadelphia yesterday as Kamala Harris. Oh, wait till you hear the Kamala Harris voice we got. Now that Joe Biden is kind of, I guess he's still the president, but have you noticed? Nobody's talking about Biden anymore.
Right. It's kind of out of the spotlight.
He's like He's like grandpa that you sent to the nursing home and promised to visit every day and haven't been in 5 weeks.
Nobody visits.
So we got somebody to do the Kamala voice, and it's a pretty interesting take. We'll have that coming up. The Back to School Expo is this Saturday, and it coincides with tax-free weekend for back to school shopping in Texas, the entire state. The Back to School Expo this year, presented by Western Tech, is going to take place this Saturday at Silla Vista Mall. And we're going to have a lot of stuff, backpack giveaways. The backpacks aren't empty either. They're loaded with school supplies. And we've also got scholarships to give away. El Paso Electric wants to help students power up their education. Register for the chance to win one of 4 $500 scholarships from El Paso Electric. We're going to give away 4 of them. That's $2,000 in scholarship money to be given away at Silla Vista Mall this Saturday. There's going to be the backpack giveaway that's sponsored by T2Go Tea and Energy. Laura's production doing the stage show. She has models wearing the latest fashion back-to-school trends. So come out and join us this Saturday at Silla Vista Mall. And there's going to be great stuff going on all over the store. Most of the stores have their own sales going on, so you really maximize the saving. It's actually a great time if you got to go clothes shopping.
Yeah.
Whatever age you are, because it's just clothes. You buy clothes and you're getting the tax-free break.
Hell yeah.
Combined with whatever the stores in the mall are doing. It can come out being the best weekend for non-students to shop, too. Mm-hmm. For more details about the Back to School Expo, go to KLAQ.com or the KLAQ mobile app for more information.
And now, today in Sound Clips.
Joy and I'm going to play this whenever Nico calls in sick after the show's already started. So it's just you and I today, baby.
We can make it if we try.
Just the two of us. I'm going to send that to you.
Thank you.
So you can play that. No Nico today. Joanne and I are flying, well, not solo, but tandem, I guess.
Tandem.
And now, today in Sound Clips.
All of the day's news with accompanying sound bites and actualities. We're going to start with the weather. Get that out of the way here real quick. Tropical Storm Debbie. It's no longer Hurricane Debbie. It's Tropical Storm Debbie. Makes her way north. Mayor William Cogsworth of Charleston, South Carolina, had in one single instruction for residents of the city as torrential rain falls in Charleston.
Bottom line is we need you to stay home until this passes.
All right. So it's no longer a hurricane, but the torrential rainfall is being noted in states of emergency in Florida.
Right.
Other states, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp asked residents to stay off roads as well for emergency crews for the safety of the workers and linemen.
So this is dangerous work for them. And if we can keep the roadways clear, allow them to deal with as less headaches as we can, that would be greatly appreciated.
All right. You want some Olympics updates?
Yes.
The United States is now officially pulled ahead in the gold medal count. We're way ahead in the total medal count, but now we officially have the lead in the gold medals as well. U.S. leads as we speak now, and events are getting started already today, but U.S. leads with 24 golds. China has 22, so they are close to us. Underdog American Cole Hawker won the men's 1,500-meter race. And he was not expected to be the winner, and he really came back right down the stretch at the finish line. Here we go. Let's listen in. There was somebody, blocking his lane, trying to keep him from passing. but he got around him anyway. We call Cole Hawker, the guy who was blocking him, we call that Hawker blocker.
Yeah, I like that.
Team USA's Gabby Thomas is the first American to win gold in the women's 200-meter race in 12 years. Here's her exciting win yesterday, and she kind of had it won from the beginning. She was just got out to such a quick start.
A gold is on the line for Gabby Thomas. Gabby Thomas is in control already. Gabby Thomas comes off the turn with force, with power, and Gabby Thomas is running away from the field. It's gold for USA. Gabby Thomas is an Olympic champion.
Okay, so I saw a thing that I did not know existed for humans, a sport. The steeplechase. Do you know what that is?
No. What the hell is this?
So in horse racing, they have a steeplechase, and they have to jump hurdles. They have to jump hurdles and run through pits of water. I don't know, like...
What? Like a puddle?
I didn't know humans did it. Yeah, like a puddle. So...
Like when you would tell your friends, look at that puddle, I'm going to jump over it.
No, you got to... Okay, so one of the hurdles... You jump over the hurdle and you're in the water. So that's the whole point, is jumping over the hurdle. Your feet are definitely getting wet. I got to show you pictures of it or video of it.
Find a video of it.
Oh, yeah. It's insane. Has that always been a track and field? Because I've been to a few tracks in my life, like at every high school. I've never seen one with a water hazard in the middle of the track before. While you're looking that up, because I would very much like your reaction to that. Right. Another gold medal won by Amit Elor in wrestling for Team USA. She becomes the youngest wrestler in U.S. history to win in wrestling.
And Amit Elor will finish strong. It's done. America, meet your latest Olympic gold medalist, Amit Elor. Youngest Olympic wrestling champion.
Meet Amit.
At age 20.
Meet
20 years old. Wow.
They're saying that the USA men's basketball team has got the most talent since the 1992 Dream Team that went to Barcelona. The U.S. men's basketball defeated Brazil. Brazil has some pretty good basketball players, but this was not close. 122-87. Men's basketball, the U.S. team will advance to the semifinals after this.
With the shot clock off and the U.S. up 122-87. That'll be the final score as the United States, looking for another gold medal, will advance to the semifinal here in Paris. 122-87, the final score. The U.S. dominates Brazil from start to finish.
Did you find any video of the human steeplechase?
Yes, but this is taking forever. They're just going over.
It takes forever. It's a long race.
Also, it doesn't look like they're really going fast. Like they're really pacing themselves here.
They got to go through all the obstacles.
Where's the freaking puddle?
You'll eventually get to it. I could really use a break right now.
Okay.
So
all right.
Give me a break.
You want to take a break? Okay.
Give me a break.
Uh-huh.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Okay.
And I'll come back and continue right after this, okay?
Artist interviews, new music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
That's Far Behind and Candlebox on 95.5 KLAQ. We are in the month of August, and we are celebrating by giving away an autographed guitar. It's a Fentiman guitar with a Hagstrom case. Without an autograph on it, the value is over $2,000, but this one is autographed by Tobias Forge of the band Ghost, and we will be telling you what the Ghost song of the day is a couple of times each morning. The Ghost song of the day, as I'm looking at, I don't think they ever put it in the morning show. No. It's some other part of the day, but we tell you what the song is and play a little bit of it for you. So we'll be doing that in about 30 minutes.
Sweet.
We've got that on the way. I'm going to get back to some more of our Today in Sound clips. And I know we had a few calls come in Let's go back and hear. Simone Biles is done this year. She's not ruling out the 2028 LA Games. First of all, on the Today Show yesterday, Simone Biles kind of had a breakdown while reflecting on her performance in Paris, winning her 3 gold medals, making her the most decorated gymnast in history.
I just started bawling my eyes out, and she was like, I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know when. And I think it was just I was so full of emotion, and I finally released all of that. I was so proud, happy, bittersweet that the journey's over. It's like, it's so crazy. It happened so quick. My 3rd Olympics.
The question was whether or not the 27-year-old gymnast GOAT would compete in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Here's what Simone Biles had to say.
Are we saying goodbye to something we love?
You know, you never say never. The next Olympics is on home turf, so you just never know.
Wait. What did you just say? So there might be another?
I'm just going to relax and see where life takes me.
I had a few calls about or a few comments, one call, but about the steeplechase. I didn't know people ran the steeplechase. I thought it was just for horses. And I barely even knew that.
Hey, they've been running the steeplechase for a long, long time. They do it in college, too.
Really?
Some high school states also run the steeplechase.
No kidding.
This is Pinky from Santa Teresa. Have a good day.
Oh, thanks, Pinky.
Pinky?
Pinky.
Well, he obviously wasn't the brain. No, I'm just kidding, Pinky. God. I'm sorry, Pinky. That's a joke. You probably heard that 1,000 times. Let's see. The steeplechase has been present since 1920.
Oh, wow.
For men's. And the reason that it seemed like it took a long time on the video, it's a 3,000-meter race.
I know it was taking so long.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were running, I think, for like 15 minutes or more. I was in the waiting room at the doctor's office.
Okay.
That's why I was watching the steeplechase. The women's steeplechase, though, has been the most recent addition. It was added in 2008 at the Olympics.
All right.
All right. So, yeah, they jump hurdles. They run.
28 dry hurdles and 7 water jumps.
Yeah. So there 7 times you jump over, and it might be the same puddle 7 times.
Right.
For all I know. But I've never seen a track. I wonder if they have steeplechase at any college or high school in El Paso, because I've never seen a track with a water hazard right in the middle of the track, right. You know? I want to clarify something that was said yesterday on the show.
Okay.
And it has to do with Snoop Dogg. Remember, I was confused. Nico was saying that he asked us to guess how much is Snoop Dogg making per day.
Oh, yeah.
By doing the Olympic coverage. And his answer was $5,000 a day plus expenses. And then he said
he did say that,
he's gonna make around $9 million. And I said, well, that doesn't add up. At $5,000 a day, you could work for years and not make $9 million. So I got he left a zero out. Snoop Dogg is making. He left 2 zeros out. Snoop Dogg is making $500,000 a day, and expenses.
Okay, that would make more
so
sense.
$500,000 a day. Remember, and when I pointed that out to him, I'm like, $5,000 a day for.
Yeah, at one point I was like, God, how long does the Olympics go on?
Right. It includes bonuses. He'll pocket. This is saying $15 million for his time in Paris.
Just for being cool at the Olympics in Paris.
Yeah, that's right. Let's get into some other interesting audio that we have.
Okay.
They were able to rescue a cat with a jar stuck on his head, and this happened in Texas. 2 officers in South Texas rescued a cat last Thursday after it managed to get a jar stuck on its head. Joanna, I ask you this as a cat owner.
Yeah.
Does that happen a lot?
Why do they insist on going all the way inside that jar? It's like when you get your hand stuck in a Pringles can.
Yeah.
Like, you could just lift and tilt and try to get the chips out, but no.
You put your hand in there, and the next thing you know.
And the next thing you know, you're like, I'm stuck.
All right. I want you to
That's a
watch the
cat.
video as they rescue the cat. Can you see that? It looks like the jar had milk or has milk in it. It looks like I just found out recently cats aren't supposed to drink milk.
Yeah, don't give them milk.
Really?
They're like, damn it.
Look at him. Look at that cat. Look how high he's jumping in the
That
air.
is a high jump. You hear now we got to chase this cat.
Here they nicknamed the cat Jar Jar.
Oh.
They got the jar off and got the cat to the vet.
You want to grab it or you want me to grab it? Whatever, gloves. You want to put gloves on? Nah. Is it glass or plastic? You okay? Get his face up. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Sweet.
Disneyland honored a ticket for free admission that a guy won in 1985.
Wow.
He saved it for...
Just the right moment?
Yes, he saved it for 39 years. He recorded his 18-year-old daughter using the 39-year-old Disneyland pass to get in.
Wow.
Here he is, and the conclusion is, yeah, it's still good. They let her in using the 1985 pass.
I haven't seen this one yet. Come on. Look at that. It's a very rare occurrence here.
I won the ticket 39 years ago.
Wow.
I just wanted to make sure that she was able to get in.
Let's see what happens with that.
It worked.
Valid. I'll give them that. They won't give you your money back, but they're like, nah, if you got those tickets, you can still come.
A middle school in El Paso has banned all black clothing because, and this is a quote, it is associated with depression and mental health issues.
You can read all about it over at KLAQ.com.
It's Charles Middle School.
On that article, click on mine.
Click on that one. I just do a Google search. You need to make Google make yours the one at the top. Here's Norma De La Rosa, the president of the El Paso Teachers Association, explaining the new dress code.
They can wear black shorts to go to PE. They can wear it on free dress day, but they just cannot wear it top to bottom. Now, the colors are not so much to prevent or stop mental health issues. You can have the most colorful dress on and still be suffering through depression. Parents that, are upset, they just need to make sure that they go through and read the dress code policy.
Okay, but this is not for all the schools.
No, just that one.
Just for this one school.
Which at the beginning they said, this was also parent input, staff administration input, and this is the conclusion we came to for people to now be complaining like, what the hell?
Are people complaining?
I think so, yeah, because Daniel Paulus wrote a follow-up that parents were upset. But in the original that I read, the principal sent out this letter weeks ago.
Well, yeah, but I got a kid in El Paso schools. I never read any of that stuff. I mean, I start and then my eyes just glaze over it.
Yes, be involved more.
I am. I pick her up sometimes.
Good morning, Buzz. Hey, Buzz, it's a good thing that Joanna and Nico aren't in high school anymore, or they wouldn't have anything to wear. That's all they had to wear was the black gothy stuff and vampire stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, have a great day. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
I don't know about Nico, but Joanna, did most of your middle school attire have black as a primary color?
I wore a uniform to school, but you can bet on that free dress today. I was wearing my best black clothes.
Oh, yeah, you would goth it up on free dress day?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm just calling about the $500,000 for Snoop Dogg. Nico did say $500,000. Buzz just screwed it up. Don't put me on radio.
Well, don't put me on radio at the beginning.
Don't put me on the radio.
I could have sworn he said 5,000.
He said maybe, I don't remember what he said, but yeah, at the end the math did not add up when he said 9 million.
We've got some Wolverine and Deadpool audio.
Okay.
But I guess I got to still avoid spoilers, at least for the rest of this week?
Yes, sir.
Ugh. They took, we have the lines that Wolverine did for a famous fight scene. He's fighting, I can't say.
No.
But they just released Hugh Jackman's fighting sound effects.
I did see that video.
That went with the fight
with
sequence.
the fight scene. Yeah.
Okay.
I did see that.
Here's a real fun event that blew up on social media to celebrate Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool and Wolverine. These guys all got together to watch the movie. They all had something in common. They all had red shirts. Some people had Deadpool masks.
Mm-hmm.
They were all named Ryan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
It was a theater full of Ryans to celebrate Ryan Reynolds.
Sweet.
They had one guy, though, who wasn't a Ryan, but he was dressed in yellow for Wolverine. Can you guess what his name was?
Was it Hugh?
Come on, nobody. Who names their kid Hugh anymore?
We filled an entire theater with people named Ryan to support the fellow Ryan's new movie. Ryans were wearing Ryan-themed T-shirts donated by Ryan.
Thank you, Homage Ryan.
Helped a bystander legally change her name to Ryan.
Ryan!
And since Ryan invited a Hugh to join his movie, we invited one Hugh to join our theater.
The truth is, we wouldn't let just any Hugh come to our event. You want to tell them your full name, Hugh?
My actual name is Hugh Ryan.
Ryan Reynolds' wife, the lovely Blake Lively, is talking about her new movie, It Ends With Us. It's supposed to be like this phenomenal book that people love.
Spoilers.
Of what?
Of Deadpool. I have like insides and stuff.
The timing of it made it sound like you had spoilers for It Ends With Us.
Well, it's a book. I'm sure the spoilers are already out there.
I had never heard of the book
I need
before,
them to
so I
stop
looked up.
pushing that on me.
I looked up. It just looks like a romance movie. It looks like
Right.
it could be a Hallmark. You know, put some snow in a Christmas
The
tree.
cover of it has like flowers. I think she's like a florist.
like in a Hallmark movie. Blake Lively talked about putting the pressure on herself to perform in the movie version of this, I am told, very popular book, probably with chicks. It Ends With Us.
Nobody could ever put more pressure on me than I put on myself, but I see it as an opportunity. You know, we have a responsibility to take care of a book that means so much to so many people.
And her husband, Ryan Reynolds, interviewed her co-star, the hunky Brandon Sklenar.
Brandon Sklenar.
I've never heard of him either. Don't know who that is. But Ryan Reynolds interviewed his wife's leading man in this movie.
This is cool. It's not every day the husband gets to interview his wife's love interest in a film. It's kind of crazy. You know?
I don't remember seeing this on the schedule.
Let's dive in, shall we? So I saw you posing in a photo with Mrs. Reynolds, and I'm sorry, what do you call her? Do you guys have a nickname or
no?
Something?
And then it went on from there.
Sweet. I need them to stop pushing that movie on me because I'm going to end up hating it. And they're calling it like the female movie phenomenon or something like that.
That almost sounds like a slur.
It does, right? I feel a bit
It
like,
looks so
what the hell are you
sappy.
trying to tell me? TikTok, Instagram, that's where I'm seeing it the most.
For people who didn't hate Last Christmas, comes another Hallmark movie that you never expected to see on a big screen.
Exactly.
Nebraska native and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was announced by the Harris campaign yesterday morning as her pick to run by her side for the White House. Last night, Harris and Walz attended a campaign rally in a packed arena in Philadelphia, where they were introduced by Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. He had also been on the short list for the vice presidency candidacy. As Harris and Walz took the stage, Democratic National Committee Chairman Jamie Harrison and Minion Moore issued a statement announcing the pair had officially been certified as the party's candidates. So we got lots of clips here. Let's just do them, I guess, in order. Vice President Kamala Harris told the crowd that she had been looking for a patriotic leader to be her running mate.
So, Pennsylvania, I'm here today because I found such a leader. Governor Tim Walz of the great state of Minnesota.
Tim Walz thanked Kamala Harris for two things as he started his remarks last night.
Thank you, Madam Vice President, for the trust you put in me, but maybe more so, thank you for bringing back the joy.
That's one of the ways they're positioning this, is that the Republicans' ticket is very angry. It's full of grievances, and that their campaign is going to be about joy and making America better. Walz said that Pennsylvania, where they were speaking, had a treasure in Governor Josh Shapiro.
And Pennsylvania, I know you know this, but my God, what a treasure you have in Josh Shapiro.
Josh Shapiro had done a spirited introduction in which he called Kamala Harris Madam President to the thunderous ovation. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz last night highlighted some of the things he had experienced as a member of the House of Representatives.
I worked across the aisle on veterans issues, on agriculture, and on ways to grow rural economies. I learned the art of compromise without compromising my values.
In reference to abortion rights, this is for this year, at least in the presidential race, the Republicans are avoiding talking about abortion, and I think the Democrats do want to talk about it. Here's Tim Walz. He says there's a golden rule when it comes to abortion rights.
In Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and their personal choices that they make. Even if we wouldn't make the same choice for ourselves, there's a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
Oh.
All right. So there you go.
Fiery.
Yes, some fiery words. I told you we had we auditioned a few people who's going to be the voice of Kamala Harris. Yes. We have not, since that, I don't think we've had one Joe Biden bit on the air. It's almost like he's already out.
It's like he's just fading away like that picture in Back to the Future.
Okay, so there's one voice trait that Kamala Harris has that I just want to point out. She laughs a lot, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Her cackle?
It's cackly a little bit. Here's her habit of cracking herself up, which kind of informed our impression.
Slow down, everybody. First, Afghanistan.
Do you plan to visit the border?
Not today. More parents are seeing the value of educators when they had to bring their kids.
You're considered the most liberal United States senator.
Somebody said that, and it actually was Mike Pence on the debate stage. But
I asked for the yeas and nays.
President Duda, if you asked the United States to accept more refugees.
Okay. A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Okay, so we wanted to somehow make that part of the impression.
Sure.
We're taking it out of the garage for a test drive for the first time.
Hello, folks. Thanks for coming. I, Kamala Harris, I'm ready to announce my running mate. You know, he's a man. He's a nice man. He's a governor, right? Governor of Minnesota. Yeah, and Minnesota, you know, is the land of 10,000 lakes. Yeah, the land of lakes. Yeah, which is a brand of butter. I like to put butter, on bread or on toast, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I use my toaster every day. And, sometimes I put bagels in the toaster, right? Bagels are round and, they have a hole in them. And just like donuts, Donuts are sweet, by the way, very sweet. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my running mate. Which is what I will say when I bring him out here. But wait, where are you all going? Okay.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5.
Requires eligible plan coverage and other restrictions apply. Visit att.com/one network for details.
Oh, we're back. Hey. Buzz is back.
Hey, right on, Buzz.
Buzz in the Morning Show, 95.5 The Q.
Do you remember a few months ago when Elon Musk said, told advertisers who didn't want to advertise on X anymore to F themselves?
Oh, yeah. He told them they could all go
F themselves. These are advertisers that pulled their ads after Musk bought X and brought back a bunch of controversial users, including neo-Nazis, white supremacist adjacent individuals, and, as you might understand, some businesses didn't want their businesses associated with that kind of content. So anyway, he's now suing all the advertisers who quit advertising after he took over X. The people he told to go F themselves.
Dang.
And Linda Yaccarino is the CEO of X. And she put out a video that people are comparing. There's really nothing that compares to it.
Okay.
Do you remember the person, Katie, whatever her name is, that gave the rebuttal to Biden's
Oh
State
my
of the Union
God!
speech?
What the hell was her name?
Well, she was played by Scarlett Johansson
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Saturday Night Live. Katie, for some reason, I want to say Ledecky. I know that's
Britt?
not right. Katie Britt, right. Some people are saying that she gives off some Katie Britt, but I don't think so, because Katie Britt at least seemed like she was familiar with human emotions.
Okay.
Linda Yaccarino, talking about this Elon Musk lawsuit, is awkward, weird, and off-putting. So I want to talk about that coming up. And then Joanna's got the Hollywood Cheese Bay on the way in just a little bit as well. But before we get to any of that, we need to let you know what the Ghost Song of the Day is. It is the month of August. And we're giving away prizes every weekday. We've got a Ghost movie soundtrack. When you hear the Ghost Song of the Day played, be the 31st caller. Let me ask you, as a colleague and a coworker,
Sure, yeah.
whoever plays the song, do you think they sit there and take 31 calls? Or do they just do this? Hey, you're 1, you're 10, you're 31.
No, I have seen Glenn be here when the song plays. He definitely goes, you're caller 1, you're caller 2.
Glenn
caller
is
3.
professional all the way. I
he
wouldn't
is.
doubt that. Same for Daniel Paulin.
Oh, for sure,
I bet
yeah.
you Daniel sits there and takes every one of the calls.
Yes, they do.
How would Nico do it?
He'd be like, you're the winner.
Yeah, he
And
may not
he
even
also-
bother picking up any other calls. He might just let it ring for 10 minutes and pick it up.
And
Go,
he
"You're
also
31."
probably wouldn't even know what color it should be.
You're probably right about that. I've got a lot of people who are calling in saying that Nico did say Snoop was going to make $500,000 a day.
I have audio proof.
That
if he did or did not say that.
Do you have it ready now?
I do, actually.
Please, let me hear that, and then go song of the day.
Okay.
And the NBC exec said that they are paying Snoop $500,000 a day, plus expenses.
He did say 500,000.
Yeah.
I heard it as 5,000. Maybe because it seems outlandish that you would pay somebody 500,000 to do what
day.
Snoop's doing. I mean, he definitely makes it look stylish.
Oh, for sure. So entertaining also.
So he's gonna nail down about $15 million.
Ooh. Just for being chill at the Olympics.
Just for being chill and hanging out with Martha Stewart and other celebrities and Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
The Ghost Song of the Day is going to be in the 1 o'clock hour, 1 in the afternoon. You're going to be listening for the song Square Hammer. That's Square Hammer. You know what to do? Be caller 31. And let me make sure you got the right number. This is the studio line, 915-910-4995. when you hear Square Hammer, if you're the 31st caller, you win the new Ghost movie soundtrack, and you're in the running, and you got 1 in 22 odds of winning the autographed Phantom and guitar autographed by Tobias Forge. It also comes with the Hagstrom case, and that is a very nice prize. So let's hear a little bit.
I've seen it. It's in the building.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Did you see the signature?
I did.
Let's hear a little bit of Ghost Square Hammer. That is Square Hammer. That's what it sounds like. You can start calling in as soon as you hear it in the 1 o'clock hour.
Not right now.
No.
In the 1 o'clock hour.
The whole song is going to be played. You don't have to wait to the end of the song to call in when it starts playing.
You just start calling. Yeah. Yesterday we did have somebody call in like, am I the 31st caller?
Oh, when we played
and I was like, oh no, I'm sorry.
Elon Musk's company X is suing his advertisers that quit advertising when he took over the company. I think Elon Musk is confused about what the words free speech absolutist actually mean. How dare you not advertise on my thing?
Right. After I told you to go F yourself.
Elon Musk's company is accusing a group of major advertisers of doing an illegal boycott. The lawsuit claims an influential ad industry group organized collectively to withhold billions of dollars in advertising from Twitter. Can you imagine if anybody who ever advertised on KLAQ got a call that said, unless you keep advertising, we're going to sue you for not continuing to advertise on KLAQ.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but Buzz said something I really take off.
I'd be like, yeah, get in line.
The group is Global Alliance for Responsible Media, a voluntary ad industry initiative run by the World Federation of Advertisers. The lawsuit is the latest effort by X, formerly known as Twitter, to revive its core ad business, which tanked since Musk's takeover. Maybe that's what happens when you tell your advertisers to go themselves. You know? You ever stop to think maybe that has something to do with it?
Yeah.
Many brands that advertised on X pulled their advertising over concerns that their ads might run alongside misinformation, white supremacist messages, and hate speech, which Musk himself has often promoted some of those very same misinformation.
Yeah, right.
Last year, Musk told the businesses that had left or stopped advertising on X to go yourself. And that didn't get him signing right back up.
I mean, that wasn't going to get them to come running back, Musk.
And Linda Yaccarino is the CEO. I got to let you see this video. And I'm showing you the video. The audio is weird, but the gestures really take it to a whole new level of weirdness.
Okay.
So here she is talking to X users about suing advertisers who don't want to advertise. That blows my mind. Can you imagine if I started calling our advertisers, hey, I noticed you were running commercials last month. You're not. I'm going to sue you for not running commercials on my thing anymore.
Hey, everybody. I was shocked by the evidence uncovered by the House Judiciary Committee that a group of companies organized a systematic illegal...
Okay, the gestures...
What is happening here?
The gestures look like she was coached to do them, and she's doing them like exactly as she was told to do them. By the way, as
like when a teacher in kindergarten is explaining something to you like you're 5.
By the way, she's complaining. She's saying they're going to sue advertisers while wearing a necklace that says free speech. So there is some irony for you.
Committee that a group of companies organized a systematic illegal boycott against X. It is just wrong.
Okay.
Don't point at me, lady.
She does it throughout the thing.
She's all like pointing at you like, you are.
And that is why we are taking action. Today, we filed an antitrust lawsuit against the Global Alliance for Responsible Media, 4 of its key members, and the World Federation of Advertisers. These organizations targeted our company and you, our users.
She pointed at the camera
Us.
again.
That's us.
The evidence and facts are on our side.
Yeah, a douchebag bought the company and started saying a lot of slanderous things, and companies decided they didn't like him putting white supremacists and conspiracy theorists back on, so they quit advertising. Simple as that. God, I hope there is some penalty for X for even bringing a lawsuit that's this offensive.
They're like, Mr. Musk, stop wasting our time again.
Yeah. We're going to fine you $1 billion.
They conspired to boycott X, which threatens our ability to thrive in the future.
Again.
Blink twice if you need help.
Do you want me to read some of the comments?
Yes, please.
About this lady?
These hand gestures are just, I mean, I'm someone who does talk a lot with my hands.
Ex-user Oliver Vandervoort says it's the random and obviously forced hand gestures that really sell your honesty and integrity.
That's what it is. It looks very forced on her part. Like they told her, you have to really drive your point in.
You have to do the hand thing just like this.
Things. Just like fold the burrito.
Rachel Vinman says on X, they're not that into you. Curious, did you watch this before posting it? Because it gives some hostage video vibes.
It really does. She kind of looks like, I have to say this against my will, or he will fire me.
Somebody said that it's giving off Heaven's Gate vibes.
It kind of does. Now, is that a table behind her, or is it just the letter X?
That puts your
That could be some wall art, you know. It looks like an X, but it could be something.
It looks like
it could
the
be a
X
table. Yeah, I guess it could be
the logo.
Yeah, but she's wearing a necklace that says free speech. It says, if you choose not to advertise, give your money to us.
Give me back your free
We're going to
speech.
sue you. Does anybody disagree with me that sounds like the opposite of free speech?
Yeah, kind of.
You are now locked in. You have to continue advertising no matter how outrageous the owner of our company gets.
Town Square, the one...
Oh, we need to...
What did
she
say
uses the
about
word town square a lot,
know.
and so we work for Town Square Media,
We should
which I think they got the name from. They just put a bunch of buzzwords that were popular in the mid-2000s into a hat and pulled one out, and they're like, at Town Square, that's going to be us.
That's us
Town
now.
Square, the one place that you can express yourself freely and openly at long-term risk.
Unless you want to quit advertising.
What? This sounds dumb.
People are hurt when the marketplace of ideas is constricted. No small group of people should be able to monopolize what gets monetized. This group is no match for the power of our users. All of you, the very same users that have driven usage of X to all-time highs. I joined X because I believe in the power of the global town square. It's users like you, people of all backgrounds and opinions, who make X indispensable. You deserve an open platform.
Yeah, those gestures are like if an alien had a week to practice human gestures, and then they were sent to Earth, and they only could go with like their week's training. That's the kind of hand gestures I think you'd get. I'll tell you what, if it works for X, maybe I'll start doing that. Just like if I hear that we don't have that many commercials, I'll just call up former advertisers and say, hey, you're not advertising anymore. Oh, really? Yeah, well, now I'm suing you. It's time for the Hollywood Cheese May. It's time for the Hollywood Cheese May. It's time for the Hollywood Cheese May. Joanna, tell us more.
God, it's really weird when it's just the two of us, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Good morning, Buzz.
Good morning.
We have not heard the last from Tenacious D. During the red carpet premiere of Borderlands on Tuesday, Jack Black was asked about the band's status following bandmate Kyle Gass's joke about an assassination attempt on Trump, which led Black to cancel the band's upcoming tour dates. Well, speaking to Variety, Black promised that Tenacious D will be back and said, quote, "We need to take a break. Everybody needs a break sometime, and we'll be back." Asked if he had spoken to Gass since canceling the tour, Black replied and said, "Yeah, we're friends. That hasn't changed. These things take time sometimes, and we'll be back when it feels right."
Do you think Jack Black was mad for a day or two?
Kind of, maybe.
Because he didn't say it.
He didn't say it, but he did kind of look like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Like this is going to create a mess. As proof of his commitment to Tenacious D, Black noted that he was wearing the magical guitar pick from the band's 2006 film, Tenacious D.
Pick of Destiny.
In the Pick of Destiny. And said that he loves Tenacious D and that it's his favorite job. Comedian Mitch Hedberg is set to be the focus of a forthcoming documentary nearly 2 decades after his death. Director Jeff Siegel, who is nominated for a 2024 Emmy, is directing the feature that has already wrapped principal photography after filming process that began 5 years ago. The project, which is currently untitled and does not yet have a release date, is set to include archival footage, home movies, and interviews with loved ones, childhood friends, and fellow comics. The filmmakers have conducted more than 100 interviews across the country for the film. Among those offering perspective on Hedberg's life and career are Louis Black, Jim Gaffigan, BJ Novak, Margaret Cho, Dave Attell, Doug Stanhope, Todd Barry, Al Madrigal, and Nick Swartzen. Known for his absurdist one-liner style delivery, Hedberg was beloved by fans and fellow comics alike. He made 10 appearances on The Late Show with David Letterman and released 3 stand-up albums, including 2003's Mitch Altogether, which was certified gold in 2021. Among his on-screen credits were appearances on series like That 70s Show and in films like Almost Famous and Lords of Dogtown.
All right, you want to hear one of my favorite Mitch Hedberg jokes?
Yes.
In the style of Mitch Hedberg.
Yes.
Somebody asked me if I wanted a frozen banana. I said, no, but I want a regular banana later, so yes.
That was a good impression.
Yeah.
Real good. Unfortunately, Hedberg died from a drug overdose on March 30th of 2005 at the age of 37.
Unbelievable.
So sad. His sister, Angie Anderson, said in a statement about the documentary, quote, "Mitch would want us to be laughing. I miss him, but it would be unfair for all of us to be sad because he wouldn't want that. Not for 1 second." I would watch that. That's right. Horror fans are just a month away from the return of Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice in the appropriately titled Beetlejuice. The Tim Burton, yes?
Opinion?
Yes.
Beetlejuice isn't a horror movie. Do you think Beetlejuice is a horror movie?
One. I mean, it has the aesthetic of a horror movie.
But it's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
Oh, yeah, right.
But horror fans love it just the same.
Okay.
The Tim Burton sequel to the director's 1988 cult classic horror comedy has a killer marketing campaign right now. And now the Netherworld has entered the 2024 Popcorn Bucket Wars with new Beetlejuice popcorn buckets.
We predicted this yesterday.
Yes.
We mentioned something on the show about I wonder what the popcorn buckets are going to look like.
And then as soon as the show ended, I got a notification of the popcorn buckets are going to be released. There are not 1, not 2, but 3 buckets in the Haunting collection. First up is the handbook for the recently deceased container, which looks exactly like the iconic handbook from the first film. It even opens up like a book too, but it doesn't look like it can hold a lot of popcorn.
That's what I noticed. You're not getting a lot of popcorn and you're paying like 3 times as much for the bucket. So
right.
I wonder if you could just go in and say, I just want to buy the bucket. I don't even want the popcorn.
I mean, if I'm getting the bucket, I might as well get the popcorn, but can I get a separate bucket for more popcorn?
They have really hit on something here because I guess there are people who have decided I want to collect movie popcorn buckets.
Yes.
From different movies. Where are you going to put them all? You gotta,
like in instead of your china cabinet holding
like a display case for all your popcorn buckets.
All the china that your grandmother left you, boom, popcorn buckets.
Yeah.
The second bucket is Beetlejuice's tombstone, with the popcorn being held in the back behind the ghost with the most 3 demonic skeletons. And the last container is, of course, that creepy sandworm. He's wrapped around the bucket like he's squeezing the life out of the popcorn. Beetlejuice will be released in theaters September 6th.
I thought you said there was one with a shrunken head.
Okay, yesterday I saw they're doing like promotions at AMC theaters.
Uh-huh.
And it was a shrunken head. I swear it was a head. And it's here in El Paso. Somebody put it on FitFam.
In the movie, that head was really small. You're not going to get a lot of popcorn in that bucket.
Again, these little buckets, I need more popcorn.
Right. They're ripping you off on popcorn, and I can't imagine that you don't throw this thing out within 10 years.
Like I've seen the Dune one. Our coworker brought one in.
Yeah.
And it looks like it holds enough popcorn to be worth like the 20-some bucks they're charging.
Yeah.
I don't want a little popcorn bucket. Do you know what they had for Saltburn?
Oh, God. They had a special popcorn bucket for Saltburn?
They did. It was a bathtub.
It was and the popcorn was in the bathtub?
Yep.
Christ.
Isn't that cute? I've been looking for it, but it's like $100 on eBay right now. Ryan Reynolds has revealed the one Deadpool and Wolverine cameo they tried for and didn't get. Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider was going to show up?
He almost showed up. Reynolds confirmed to Collider that there were at least some initial discussions that took place about bringing in Cage's motorbike riding vigilante, but they ultimately proved fruitless. It's not clear whether either party reached out for direct talks or if it even reached anything past an early spitballing stage. The movie featured a clutch of cameos, including, well, I can't say any just yet.
Really?
However, I will point out, if you follow Ryan Reynolds on any social media, he's already posted like every single cameo that was there. And he was like thanking everyone who showed up. So a lot of them...
Maybe people avoid Ryan Reynolds' social medias because they really don't like spoilers.
What? I really do. I know a lot of people who take it seriously and will like mute that or block those certain words so that it doesn't show up. So, yeah, we're not talking about it yet. Released in 2007, Ghost Rider starred Cage as the titular chain-swinging anti-hero from hell. The cast also included Eva Mendes, Wes Bentley, and Sam Elliott. Cage also starred once more as Ghost Rider in the 2012 sequel, Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. And finally, Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus will all see price increases effective October 17th that will cost subscribers at least $2 more per month. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Disney Plus's ad-supported and ad-free tiers will each rise by $2 to $9.99 per month and $15.99 per month. Hulu's ad-supported plan will cost also an extra $2 and raise the price to $9.99 per month, with the ad-free offering going up $1.
I feel like we're being hustled here. I don't know exactly how, but I feel like it's like a rube showing up in New York City and they start playing the shell game with him. It's like, wait a second. Now how much am I paying this?
Also, might I add, Disney Plus just partnered with Max and they have like their own bundle also.
Hulu, Disney Max.
Hulu, Disney Max. Yeah.
Yeah, who does Max?
I like that. But also, I'm noticing that on Max, I'm not getting my new episodes of 90 Day Fiancé, and it is upsetting me.
Okay, is Max... God, it's so confusing. That's HBO.
HBO, yes.
Not Cinemax, which would make more sense. I don't even know if Cinemax even exists anymore. And you're saying they now show the Learning Channel's...
Yeah, they show TLC things and Discovery.
Well, why don't you just DVR it on TLC?
I don't have cable.
Whole reason remember when you guys were making fun of me for not just ditching cable altogether?
Yes.
And I was like, sometimes there might be something I want to see.
And we were like, boomer.
Boomer, right?
Well, now I'm upset because Max isn't giving me the new episodes of 90 Day Fiancé. I have to wait until the whole season's over on regular TV before they add them, which is not what I'm paying for, Max.
Yeah, that sucks.
Terrible. And they have one more price increase before I just go back to DVDs.
You're just going to go back to DVDs. You probably get those for a penny.
I'm busting out the DVD player And the VHS player, we're going to watch that from now on.
Do you have the Hulu Disney Max?
I don't have the bundle, but I have them.
Max? You have all of them. Would you save money if you bundled them together?
I think it does save you a little bit of money.
I think it just confuses things so much
but
that you
now
forget what you're paying for and what you're not.
Right.
Do you ever feel that way?
Yes, all the time.
Me too.
Attention binge watchers. Hulu, Disney Plus, and Max are now available as a new bundle. Introducing Who Dis Max, your one-stop destination for all those shows you would have watched if it wasn't for Netflix.
As a fan of sci-fi, The Acolyte is a must, but not as big of a must as Stranger Things on Netflix.
Only Murders in the Building star Selena Gomez. I love her. Oh, wait. Emily in Paris is on Netflix. I'll watch that instead.
House of the Dragon is the perfect blend of fantasy and action. I'll try to get to it as soon as I finish The Witcher on Netflix.
Who Dis Max? It ain't Netflix, but hey, it's the latest confusing streaming bundle you still might check out. So just give us your credit card already, will ya?
Hey, it's Chuck, your host for Loudwire Nights. Tonight at 7, we will rock the borderland with the best rock ever made and the best rock being made. Special guests, birthday and anniversary celebrations, and every night at 10, a block of Metallica as we fulfill Mission Metallica. All the rock that matters, Loudwire Nights on 95.5 KLAQ.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
9 dealerships. Visit VivaAutoGroup.com. We'll work with your lifestyle and budget because Viva makes it happen.
Originating in El Paso for El Paso, the Buzz Adams Morning Show, 95.5 KLAQ.
I have a bunch of neckline calls that I would like to get to.
Okay.
We have people calling about commemorative popcorn buckets. We've got people calling about dead bears in the back of their car.
Oh, man.
Of course. Plenty of neckline calls to get to, just deciding which order to go in. Let's start with popcorn buckets, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning show. Just a heads up on that popcorn bucket ordeal, the Beetlejuice. So from what I saw yesterday, the shrunken head is actually a cup for your drinks. And in the past, I myself have purchased popcorn buckets without popcorn in it. You know, they just charge you the regular price, and you got to go ahead and deal with that. But yeah, just a heads up on that one. Y'all have a good day.
Interesting. That's still a little cup for your drink, a shrunken head.
As far as the cost and what they charge you, popcorn is one of the most highly inflated substances on earth. Do you know the popcorn kernels that go into your bucket of popcorn that ends up costing $9 or $11 or $12 or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
About 5 cents.
Over in our app chat, which you could send us messages through, Trejo says Cinemark gives you a bucket of popcorn with purchase. That's nice.
Cinemark gives you a bucket of popcorn, but they don't give you the commemorative bucket.
With a bucket, with the commemorative one.
Wait, so you get the commemorative bucket, then they give you a regular popcorn.
That's what this dude's saying.
They're not even collectible popcorn buckets. Do they come with popcorn in them?
Yeah, you could put popcorn in them, but I guess he's saying you also get a complimentary bucket of popcorn.
We got some impatient callers, and one of them thinks that people are going too hard on us about spoilers. It almost sounds like there's some people who want us to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine.
I have people in the app chat who are saying, do not do spoilers
it.
yet.
Okay, all right. Get around to it,
God,
guys.
I really want to.
I think our standing rule was 10 days. So opening weekend and another week.
Yeah, it's usually 10 days.
Right, and it's already been almost 2 weeks.
Almost.
So we're on like day 12 since Deadpool Wolverine came out.
I'm going to have to say, if it's already out there being published in the media, I think you deserve a break, I guess. If it's out there, the only thing you can say is
okay, warning, spoiler. I mean, if it's already out there, somebody's got to see it. So I say, yeah, go for it. If they haven't seen it, well, just say warning, plain simple. They can give Buzz a break. All right, Buzz? Bye.
I don't know. I think there are some people in the app chat who don't want to hear spoilers, but also don't want to tune out of the show in case I do say, hey, spoilers coming up.
I do have this one guy in the app chat who's like, I'm going to see it soon. I haven't had the time. Don't do the spoilers. But I really, really want to, Danny. I want to talk about that one scene.
I was thinking about this. There was so much to see, and the lines, like especially the Deadpool lines, were so rapid fire. I think I need to see it again. I think Deadpool Wolverine is kind of like an episode of The Simpsons. I'll notice a lot of new stuff if I go back and see it again.
There was so much like inside jokes and stuff that I'm sure I didn't catch all of them. Let's go watch it, Buzz.
Today?
So that when we do spoilers, we'll be like, it'll be fresh in our head.
Sure.
Hey, Joanna, being that I love you and Buzz, and happy that Nico's not there, I'm in the sharing mood. So if you'd like, off the air, I could give you my Discovery account so you can watch 90 Day Fiancé, because if I'm not mistaken, it comes out weekly right on time.
That would be nice.
What do you think of that?
That's so nice.
This guy says he's willing to share his, what's he got?
Discovery.
I thought it was on TLC. TLC's part
Discovery
of
has their own streaming.
God.
Yes, I know.
I think I actually liked it better when there were 4 channels. ABC, CBS, NBC, and every market had a PBS, like a, Sesame Street on. God, I think I was happier when there were fewer choices.
Yeah, because now I'm getting mad to like boomer levels where I'm like, where the hell is my 90 Day Fiancé, Max? I can't watch the tell-all.
There's a different dating show that I've started watching, and I feel a little guilty. Tell me if I should feel guilty.
What are you watching?
Do you know what it is?
No, what?
Love on the Spectrum.
You do love that one.
Well, the new season is back.
Oh, it is?
And if I laugh at something one of these people says on a date, I feel like maybe I shouldn't be laughing at them because they're on the autism spectrum.
I don't feel like I'm laughing at them. I'm laughing at the situation. But also Netflix, like, why would you think this is a good idea? It kind of puts them on this thing of, oh, let's laugh at them.
Also, since it's season 2, they had some back from the first, a lot of them, in fact, from the first season. I didn't watch the entire first season because I felt kind of guilty.
I follow some of them on social media.
Some of them are like, because of season 1, I'm a big celebrity, and a lot of people have been wanting to hook up and stuff.
Oh my God. I got to watch the new season. I follow a lot of them on social media. They're so sweet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're absolutely sweet. And sometimes hilarious, and I can't help myself.
And that's they're hilarious, is what it is. Like, they say the funniest things, and that's the show that we think you should apply to be on. And your sword collection, and your robes.
Okay,
and then you could be like, and this is my costume closet.
They got a couple of new guys on there, and one of the new guys actually does tell everybody he has a sword collection.
Were you like, oh, that's cool?
No. I was like, no, immediately my heart fell. It was like, oh.
Lisa and I watch it together, and we're like, that's Buzz right there.
Which one? The sword guy?
The sword guy.
Yeah.
Morning, Bugs. Hey, I really enjoyed that Kamala Harris bit you had. That was funny. I've heard her referred to as America's wine mom. That could explain her word salad, her imbibing in alcohol. Also, I have some theories.
I'll be honest, it has crossed my mind that maybe she, has a couple of drinks throughout the day, and sometimes she's very giggly, and I get what you're referring to.
Also, I have some theories, two theories on why she has this, like, that nervous cackling laughter. One, I think she suffers from imposter syndrome. She knows that she's not qualified. She shouldn't be there. She shouldn't have press conferences and have people talk to her, ask her questions.
Well, I mean, she is the vice president of the United States.
So nervous laughter ensues, of course. Secondly, I think, she doesn't write her own, statements. Somebody else is, giving her this prefabricated script, and they're just bald-faced lies.
Just the lack of self-awareness that goes into some of these calls. Bald-faced lies? I thought it was incoherent word salad.
And she knows she's lying. And
call back, Daddy D. Give me an example of Kamala Harris lying. I'm sure it won't be hard for you to do. For whatever example you come up with, I'll come up with 100 from Trump. Just bald-faced
like right
lying.
off the top of your head.
Yeah, off the top of my head.
And she's lying right to these at a press conference too.
Okay, this call's stupid. And if you want to psychoanalyze somebody that you've never met based on seeing them on television, there are plenty of actual professional psychiatrists who have said Trump is definitely a malignant narcissist and a sociopath. So, I mean, if you really want to psychoanalyze somebody that you just see on TV, have at it. But they've got actual mental health professionals who said, yeah, Trump's got some real issues going on. I think let me play a little bit of this. It may be a call that actually has spoilers in it.
Hey, Buzz, I mean, I say go for it, man. Give a little warning. Hey, spoiler alert. You know what?
No.
Gambit.
No, come on. No, you can't do that.
No, I just read what he put.
God, I wish I had. Come on. Everybody's got to know that.
Okay.
By now. It's almost 2 weeks. You got to know.
Everywhere now. It is everywhere.
If that would be a spoiler for you, you must live in Antarctica or under a rock. Someplace. Right?
Right.
But still, you guys have me so shaken up by that.
I know. It's been so long, I think, that we've had a movie where we're like, we can't talk spoilers yet, that I kind of forgot the rules. And I think you're right. It was like 10 days.
We'll give you opening weekend.
Right.
We'll give you the following week. But then by that Friday, we got to be ready to talk about it.
I say that by Friday, we should be able to talk about it.
Well, that'll be 2 weeks.
Yes.
Good morning, Buzz. Hey, buddy. I was just wondering, do you think the Orange Messiah is still a shoe-in November? I'm just wondering.
Less so. Now that he's running against Kamala Harris, I think he's less of a shoe-in. I think they have kind of turned the election upside down. And I'll be honest with you, momentum right now is with Kamala Harris and the Democrats. It is not with Trump. His whole operation seems to have slogged down in the past. Since Biden announced that he wasn't going to run for president. So I don't think it's a shoe-in anymore. But I still think a lot could happen. I think there are a lot of people who won't vote for a woman for president. I heard that back in when Hillary was running in 2016. I heard plenty of people. Women, by the way. A lot of women who were saying,
yes,
I don't want a woman to be president. So you got that. I think there's still enough. Look, if you're a hardcore racist, you're probably already for Trump anyway, right?
I mean, I don't want to say yes, but
it's made it a lot more interesting, I think. Oh boy, now we've got all the MAGAs coming out.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to hear from our famous cadre of MAGA individuals?
Okay.
Hey, Buzz, how's it going? I got a quick question. Does Nico know about Kamala's history of prosecution? I know she's been called out before, like in the 2020 debate.
Yes, she was a prosecutor. She put criminals in jail and prison. Everybody knows that.
Where she put over 1,500 people behind bars over misdemeanor marijuana crimes. And then when she was asked about it, she just laughed about it. But yeah, I wonder if Nico knows about that. He should be scared because, he's all right, thanks.
I need to look that up. You're saying that she put 1,500, maybe 1,500 people got arrested for marijuana possession, but how long would that have been, since marijuana's been legal in California for almost 20 years? How long has it been since Kamala was the DA? I mean, I'll check it out, but what you're saying definitely needs to be fact-checked.
Padilla, send me the link of where you found that, please, on the app chat. He's really good at communicating through the app chat.
Morning, Joanna. Morning, Buzz.
Hello.
Hey, I have maybe a hot take. I think Tucker Carlson and Big Daddy D are the same person. Have you guys ever compared their voices? They're exactly the same. Just want to put that out there.
No. Very different.
No, they're very different.
Daddy D, Daddy the Delicious, has at least a likable personality.
Right. He starts out kind of like, hey, guys.
And it takes him a minute, but he veers off the track pretty quickly.
Right.
Tucker is just a sad little man.
Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but like Tucker, when he used to call in, a number would come out.
Yeah.
And now it's anonymous.
He runs down to a payphone or something.
If Daddy Delicious's diagnosis of Kamala Harris is that she laughs because of imposter syndrome and she knows she's lying all the time, then don't you think Donald Trump would wake up in the morning laughing and go to sleep laughing and never stop laughing all day long?
Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate it.
I love Tracy.
Well, the floodgates have opened now. It's a good thing we don't have a lot of commercials today, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. To correct everybody who keeps trying to use her history as a district attorney against her. Okay, she was attorney general, which means in California, as the attorney general, everybody prosecutes under the district attorney. So she oversees everybody, but she's not the one personally handling every individual case. Okay? So yes, there's thousands of people convicted, whatever, but it wasn't her specifically. Look at her record. Specifically, she put away 35 people. 35 for drug use. 35. Not these thousands that people keep talking about. Thousands is under the big umbrella. Okay.
But like anybody in the state of California. As Attorney General. So District Attorney in San Francisco, Marin County. She's from Oakland. And so the thousands of people are anywhere in the state of California while she was Attorney General.
I think they cover this in Law and Order SVU.
You really have to peel back a layer or two when somebody makes a claim. It's like, wait a second, I need to know your source. I need to find out what was actually said. There's just kind of a process. It's very tedious. But for some reason, I enjoy it. I do. I enjoy going like, here's something one of my wacky listeners said on the air today.
Let me
find out what the truth is. So you finally get down to a few layers and you realize everybody's just saying whatever they want to say.
I was wondering where this claim came from, but this article says Trump claimed Harris jailed thousands and thousands of black people over marijuana, but her actual record as a prosecutor is more nuanced.
Sure.
And this is from a couple of days ago.
Okay.
Okay, but her specifically, 35. So do your research, people. Stop watching these TikTok, whatever videos that give you no information. Be smart. Use your brain. Think for yourself. Love you guys.
Well, I don't know what kind of info people get from TikTok. I don't TikTok. But there's a whole news bubble. If you're getting everything from a couple of notorious sources like Fox News, you're living in this bubble where they are presenting you with an entirely different set of facts and talking points that are only tangentially related to the truth. All right. A few more calls here. What?
DJ in our app chat. Well, you mentioned earlier, we don't have a lot of commercials today. He's like, you guys don't have a lot of commercials? Let's sue.
Yeah. I'm going to pull a Musk and sue all the advertisers who aren't on the show today.
It's not that we don't have a lot of commercials. We have the same amount of commercials. It's just we're working on a new, what's it called?
clock schedule?
Yes, a new schedule
Uh-huh.
to see what works best with Buzz. And
Okay, well, it seems like we're playing a lot less commercials.
Hey, morning show. How you guys doing? I just wanted to call and chime in. So I'm an AP government teacher here at high school in Cruces, and I thought it was interesting. They have, we got to meet vice presidential candidate Walz yesterday, and his speech was unbelievably amazing. And I just wanted to know what you guys thought of his speech. I think he speaks really well to people on both sides of the aisle. So, I just wanted to know what you guys thought of it. Thanks. Have a good one, guys.
I'm reading more about him, what other people are saying.
I am too, yeah.
That's kind of
I knew
more what I'm going
nothing
with.
about him.
They're talking about anybody trying to portray Tim Walz as a radical leftist is
Radical because he signed a law where students can get free lunch.
right.
You know what's crazy is that Kamala Harris chose the man who let Minneapolis burn in 2020 as her vice president while she was fundraising to bail out the people that were arrested for said burning in Minneapolis. So weird for a prosecutor, renowned prosecutor, to raise money to bail out people arrested for rioting, arson, vandalism, all types of crimes, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, I'd really have to analyze the data. How many of those people actually did a violent crime, and how many of the people were just gassed by the president outside the White House because he wanted to pose at a church with an upside-down Bible?
I forgot about that.
You remember? He had them tear gas nonviolent protesters who were protesting illegally
get out of my way.
He wanted a photo op at a
picture.
church holding a Bible upside down.
I forgot about that. God, that feels like forever ago.
First of all, was Tim Walz the mayor of Minneapolis? Was he the governor of Minnesota, or was he a congressman?
That's a good question. I don't know what he was at the time.
I think these conversations are a lot more productive if I can answer you back in real time. You know what I mean? People call in and drop their brain droppings, I guess. And then I'm like, that's crazy. I've never heard that. It must be something from inside the MAGA bubble. I will have to research it later and try and figure out
what's... I will get back
what's...
to you on that.
People, though, on both sides of the aisle seem to enjoy the person that we have doing the Kamala Harris impersonation.
Right. Apparently he was governor. Thank you to Miss Lisa Sanchez for telling me.
But is Lisa listening?
Yes, she is. Hi, Lisa.
Tell her to come down. Nico didn't come in today.
She says she's going to Cruces.
And she's looking up stuff about Tim
She's
Walz.
listening.
But she just knows this?
She knows this, yeah.
Hey, morning show. Hey, I don't know if you guys ever heard that clip where Kamala is talking about how with a swipe of her pen, she can charge anybody with a misdemeanor and it's going to cost them court fees and all that. And then she said also with the swipe of her pen, 2 weeks later, she can dismiss it.
What?
No. Provide a source for that, please.
What?
With the swipe of her pen.
Oh, pen.
Yeah.
I thought he said pants.
I thought he said pants as well, but in context, it's got to be pen. Yeah. What?
I don't know. Like, that's talk about being a dictator. Just
where did this come from? Where did she say it? Are you sure it wasn't her, Maya Rudolph impersonating her on Saturday Night Live? I have so many questions when people call in with this stuff that I've never heard of before.
You know, trying to charge people with misdemeanors for no reason just to dismiss them later. You know, I would have wanted that as president.
He got a little boomhauery there at the end.
He kind of did.
I don't know the dang old misdemeanors. More calls about Kamala Harris. I think they're going to send us back to the other commercial schedule because we just go on and on and on. You know what I mean? Like we have too much time.
Hey, good morning, guys. About this issue with Kamala Harris, about that lady called that she only did 35 people, and the other guy over thousands.
No. You're misunderstanding. What she said was Kamala Harris personally only sent 35 people for possession, and that the thousands number you're getting is for the entire state of California while she was Attorney General.
And she still did it. 35 or 1,000, she still did it.
Is that your knock against a Democrat, is that she was too tough on potheads? Boy, we have really flip-flopped in this country. It was not that long ago that it's the Republicans who were like, we need to crack down on these potheads.
Right?
Now it's the Democratic.
The exact opposite.
And she's too Law and Order for you guys. You are an amazing, amazing bunch of people. You really are.
They are like onions, layers.
I mean, if she gets Buzz Adams for smoking weed, I bet you anything that he'll go back loving Trump again.
I never loved Trump, even before he had his stupid TV show. I've told you the story. I wanted to buy a tie, and there was a specific kind of tie I wanted to get.
Did.
This was before The Apprentice or anything.
Uh-huh.
Donald Trump used to have a line of ties made in Taiwan or China. So I'm going through at Burlington. I find them. Oh, yeah, this is the tie I want. And I flip it around. It's got the Trump brand on it.
Uh-huh.
Again, this was before he ever ran for office. It's before The Apprentice was ever on. And I just said, nah, I don't want to wear this jackass's tie. All right. We got one other call.
Okay.
You know what? I'll save this one. Maybe I'll save this one. Or maybe I'll just get to it right now. It's from, looks like it's from ODG. And then, Joanna, you got to have news coming up?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Sure.
All right, here is a call from Midland.
What's up, Mo Show? It's ODG.
Or Odessa.
Today I was out falconing with a group of people, you know, as one does. And we accidentally killed an armadillo. Yeah, man. We dressed a dead armadillo in a fancy suit and put a pack of cigarettes in its pocket so people would think he died of lung cancer. We left the dead armadillo at a Stripes gas station. Man, I keep picturing RFK Jr. going on the road trip with a dead bear.
Yes. So a lot of people want to know. So that ride back from upstate New York, RFK Jr., did you have a dead bear in the car with your live falcon?
That whole time while they went falconing.
While you went to Peter Luger's steakhouse?
Just a bear cub dead in your back seat?
Do you think these people that were getting excited about RFK Jr. are starting to realize what a weirdo he is?
Every time something comes out about this dude.
It's more bizarre.
Yeah.
More bizarre than the last.
Have to question, like, am I doing the right thing here?
So the reason he came out and talked about this is because the New Yorker magazine had reporters or fact checkers calling, and they were going to do the story anyway. So he came out and said, yeah, in 2014, I went up falconing, and I found a dead bear cub, so I put it in my car because I was going to skin it and save the meat in my refrigerator.
I didn't want the meat to go to waste.
First of all, I'm calling bull that any member of the Kennedy family has ever eaten roadkill in their life. This is the closest that America has to a royal family. And I don't believe for a second RFK Jr. was going to save the bear meat.
He's all, I wasn't going to do it.
Nothing more delicious than baby bear meat, too.
He's like, I have people who can do that for me.
Okay, so I don't know what was going on, but also there are a lot of people saying, it cost tens of thousands of dollars because the police cordoned off the area. They had helicopters.
God. They were like, where did this dead bear cub come from?
They shut down Central Park, and there are people saying if RFK did it as a practical joke, as he says he does, he should be on the hook for the $70,000, $80,000, $100,000.
Yes.
for the police bill.
He's fully admitting, like, oh, yeah, I put the bear there so that people would think he got hit by a bike. Insert Roseanne Barr's laughter.
Yeah. The brainworms, that was a doozy. And I now totally believe that was a dog he was eating.
Oh, he totally ate a dog, right?
I was willing to believe, maybe it's a goat. I can't really tell a goat from a dog after it's been cooked. But now that we know the shenanigans with the bear cub, a baby bear, I'm like, yeah, he ate a dog for sure.
That was a dog he ate, yeah.
They actually did a survey of Americans who have eaten something killed on the road, otherwise known as roadkill. So even back in Oklahoma, that was a joke. You know, if you joked about somebody eating, somebody better come back and get that deer before it goes bad. You didn't really know. I didn't anyway. I didn't know anybody who would actually hit and then gather the body of
And
the
they were like,
roadkill.
"What? I got dinner."
And I'm not a Kennedy. You know what I mean? They're skiing in Vail or vacationing in Hyannisport. You know, you were going to take the bear meat home. You got a real taste for bear meat, do you?
It was a cub.
A new poll asked people if they have ever dined on roadkill. You ready for the magic number?
Yeah.
6% of Americans say yes, they have eaten something that was killed on the road.
Oh, wow.
They didn't ask how regularly this happened, if it was a one-time thing or if you were an enthusiastic roadkill eater. 89% of people, though, said no, they had never dined on roadkill, and 5% said they're not sure. Yeah, I've been to Arby's. I can't tell you that wasn't on the road the day before. Interestingly, this report says, and the survey was in response to the RFK bear story.
Okay.
5% of people are not sure. Eating roadkill has become more common among younger adults under 44 compared to people 45 and older.
What?
Now, how about answer this question? Is it okay for people to collect roadkill to either to eat or for other personal use? That sounds so weird.
I don't know what personal use would mean.
Maybe you're a taxidermist and you're
okay.
I want to do this, but I'm not in a serial killer way. I just want to do it in a wholesome taxidermy
I'm an
way.
artist. Okay.
Like Steve Carell in Dinner for Schmucks. Remember he'd get the mice? Oh.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. I think it's okay. Yeah.
Sure.
If someone's going to pick it up from the road, go for it.
27% of people say they're fine with people collecting roadkill for personal use. 33% say they believe it should be illegal to do that. I am, I'm not the most finicky eater.
Yeah,
but
I know
would
sure.
never consider eating something that got killed out on the road. As gross as I am, I'm the man who invented the cup holder pork chop.
You are. Yeah.
I'm the man who invented eating coleslaw with the drumstick bone from a chicken.
Oh, you did do that too.
But I'm not going to do that.
What if you're the one that ran it over? Would you stop and be like,
I'm sure there are some
fresh kill. I did this. I'm taking it.
No. Good Lord.
It's mine.
You can get a hamburger for $1. Why am I going to take a dead animal home, skin it, get the house smelling like guts and crap?
Ugh.
I mean, you only do
I'm
that.
sure you could find someone to do it for you for a small fee.
Well, that stuff is only going to keep for a couple hours.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
48% of people say they have been in a vehicle that was hit by an animal. Well, I mean, I ran over a squirrel once. I felt really, anytime I've hit an animal, and it's never been a dog or a cat or anything, it's a squirrel. A turtle one time hit me.
What?
So I was driving this back road. It was kind of windy, and there's thunderclouds moving in, and a lot of times terrapins, which are turtles, cross the street when there's about to be a change in the weather, right?
Okay.
So I'm coming around a corner. There's a turtle in the road. A car coming my way clips the turtle in just such a way that it shoots like a tiddlywink. It shoots off the road.
And it hit you.
My windshield. Put a little crack in the windshield.
When you went to get a repair, were they like, what happened here?
Wasn't a big enough crack to get repaired because it was an 88 Chevy Beretta, so I didn't sweat it.
Imagine you'd have to be like, what happened here, sir? A turtle hit me.
Turtle hit me.
You hit a turtle?
Nope. Turtle hit me.
The turtle hit me.
A few years ago, my parents were already well past retirement age, and a deer ran right, T-boned them. So they're driving down one of the, and in Oklahoma, in Texas too, some parts, they have signs everywhere warning you about deer crossing. The road. This thing caved in the passenger side door. It totaled their car.
Oh, my God.
But they didn't eat it. The deer,
did it die?
I think it ran off the road, and at that point, they're in their 70s at this
they're
point.
Shooketh
Yeah, they're
because
shooketh.
a deer just
No.
hit us.
So anyway, some interesting statistics.
Let us know in the app chat if you'll be eating roadkill.
Some Americans do, about 6%.
Hi, it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Do you have a dead bear that you need to get rid of? Then call 1-800-GOT-DEAD-BEARS. I'll come to your house and haul away that dead bear lickety-split. Small bears, medium bears, big bears, it doesn't matter. I'll haul away that bear. 1-800-GOT-DEAD-BEARS. How can I help you?
Yeah, I've got a dead bear in my backyard.
No problem. I'm on my way to come get it, and then I'll...
Wait, is this Robert Kennedy Jr.?
Yes, it is.
You're the one who left this dead bear here. I saw you on my Ring camera.
You must be mistaken.
No, it was definitely you. You were wearing an RFK Jr. 2024 t-shirt, and you were screaming out, "I'm Robert Kennedy Jr., and I love leaving dead bears at random places."
Wrong number. So if you have a dead bear that you need to get rid of, call 1-800-GOT-DEAD-BEARS, and I'll come get it. Call now.
Going to take a break here real quick. When we come back, Joanna Barba has today's news headlines.
Hurricane Debbie has now been turned into Tropical Storm Debbie. I'll let you know all the details.
It's like Hurricane Debbie, but a little Debbie.
That joke is still funny.
Yeah, I know. It still works.
It still works. More details next in news.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10.
George Dieter and for 2301 North Zaragoza, on the corner of Zaragoza and Tierra Este. Learn more on social media at Tin Man AP.
Local and loco.
Don't you know I'm loco?
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, 95.5 KLAQ.
Okay, let's hit it.
Joanna, do you want to, before we get into the news, you want to play the ghost song of the day for our listeners? They know when it's, I'll tell them what hour it's coming up in, and if you play a little bit of it, they'll know what it sounds like. They should know what it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Ghost. It's August after all, everybody.
August.
Happy August. It'll be September soon. They actually suggested something. Do you remember what it was for September? Has been something that rock stations have been doing since way before I was in radio. Was there a suggestion for September other than September?
I haven't heard any yet.
All right. The ghost song of the day today is going to be played in the 1 o'clock hour. The song is Square Hammer. And the reason this matters to you is because you could be a winner. When you hear Square Hammer by Ghost in the 1 o'clock hour, if you're caller number 31, that's right, 31. You win the new Ghost movie soundtrack, but you're also eligible. You're a finalist for an autographed guitar, autographed by Tobias Forge. It is a Phantoman guitar that comes with the Hagstrom case, a $2,000 value without the autograph on it. Everybody who qualifies daily by listening to the Ghost, by calling in, being caller 31 for the Ghost Song of the Day, is eligible at the end of the month for the autographed guitar. Joanna, can you play a little bit of Square Hammer for us by Ghost?
All right.
All right, that is Square Hammer by Ghost, 1 o'clock hour today, sometime between 1 and 2 p.m. You're going to hear that, and you want to call in as soon as you hear the song being played.
Yeah.
We had a few callbacks about some of the earlier calls. You want to do those before the news or after the news?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, here goes.
Hey, how's it going, Buzz? Just to quote Newsweek, I sent the link to Joanna.
Thank you.
It says, quote, the vice president served as San Francisco DA from 2004 to 2011. And during that time, attorneys at her office secured 1,956 misdemeanor and felony convictions for marijuana possession. So, yeah, at her office. So it was her. So that lady that said that's the number for the whole state is an idiot. Maybe she needs to do her research. So, yeah, thanks. I sent the link to Joanna and multiple news stations. that are non-right reported the same thing. So, yeah. Thanks.
Okay, well, the original talking point comes from something that Donald Trump said on Fox News on the Ingram angle on Monday. So that's why that's how long it takes for it to be said on Fox News, and people are like, she sent all these people. Trump said on the Ingram angle, she was a bad prosecutor. She was a prosecutor of black people. She put thousands and thousands of black people in jail over marijuana. Let's see. Trump's spin on it is particularly exaggerated in this case, it says. The district attorney's office under her leadership incarcerated more than 1,500 people on cannabis-related convictions. But the lower figure is still misleading. Data from the office that from an investigation from the Bay Area News Group showed that there were 1,956 convictions for misdemeanor from 2004 to 2010 when Harris led the office, but the number of people who were actually sent to a prison was 45.
45.
And I guess we're talking about the years 2004, 2011. Marijuana was still illegal in the state of California. This was not a controversial thing. This was a period in time where most Democrats would say they were against same-sex marriage. Now almost everybody says they're for same-sex marriage. 2004 to 2011 was a period of time where coming out pro-marijuana would have been political death for anybody wanting to be a prosecutor. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of texture and nuance to these stories. So it does blow my mind, though, that Republicans who had been, up until very recently, the anti-drug party, all of a sudden are mad that Kamala Harris prosecuted people who smoked marijuana when it was still illegal in the state of California. So that was one of them.
Hey, Buzz. Hey, Joanna.
Hello.
On Nico's Facebook yesterday, he posted a live video. Something about Buzz having an ouchie. What was that all about? Let's talk about that. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
I didn't even know he was making a video, but I had a spasm in my back. Guy, if you're over 40, you probably had just like a mystery problem with your back. I do from time to time.
I know. I keep asking you what happened. You don't even know.
Nothing. It wasn't like anything that I did and, I heard it go out or anything. It's just, slept on it wrong. I have no idea. But I've worked it out.
Okay, good.
Let's go ahead and get to our news headlines with Joanna Barba this morning. Here we go.
Okay, let's hear it. It begins now.
It is time for our news headlines. Here's Joanna Barba with the news. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning. Also, I did not really get audio, so if you hear a story I say and you have audio,
add some audio,
please do so.
Yeah.
Because I did this real late. Let's start off with the VP pick. Vice President Harris and her newly announced running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, held their first joint rally in Philadelphia on Tuesday. In a high-energy speech, Walz portrayed himself as a Midwestern everyman, a high school teacher turned swing district lawmaker who has advanced key Democratic policies since being elected to his state's top office in 2018. Harris laid out their vision for the country and outlined Walz's credentials, saying he will be ready on day one. Walz also slammed former President Trump and challenged his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, to debate, saying he can't wait. Any audio on that?
Sure. Here is Vice President Harris. By the way, Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, introduced them, and this was in Philadelphia. And he introduced her as Madam President, Kamala Harris. And the crowd really got jazzed up over that. Yeah, they did.
So, Pennsylvania, I'm here today because I found such a leader.
Kamala Harris began that statement by saying she was looking for a leader, a patriotic leader.
Governor Tim Walz of the great state of Minnesota.
Tim Walz thanked Harris for a couple of things in his first remarks officially as her running mate.
Thank you, Madam Vice President, for the trust you put in me, but maybe more so, thank you for bringing back the joy.
All right. Tim Walz was the guy who was kind of in the running. He wasn't at the top of the list a couple of weeks ago, but he was the one who said J.D. Vance and the MAGA crowd just seemed weird. And that seemed to catch on in some way. So
they're weird,
He's
right?
the guy who called them weird, right?
Okay.
He also complimented Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro on his introduction.
And Pennsylvania, I know you know this, but my God, what a treasure you have in Josh Shapiro.
Walz highlighted some of the things that he experienced as a member of the House of Representatives.
I worked across the aisle on veterans issues, on agriculture, and on ways to grow rural economies. I learned the art of compromise without compromising my values.
And after taking jabs at J.D. Vance, Walz said he looks forward to debating him.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, J.D. studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I got to tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy.
I've got to read Stupid Hillbilly Elegy, or at least see the Glenn Close
I think
movie.
I'll watch the movie. They cut off the part where he's all like, that is if he could get himself off the couch or
If
something.
he'd get himself off the couch.
Hey, guys, you know what? Hate to tell you, but in the state of Texas, hundreds of people are arrested every day for marijuana possession. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. So what's the big deal with Kamala back in the day? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, everybody calling in from Texas is so outraged.
Over something that happened over in California.
In our state, I don't know about hundreds of people a day, but you can definitely still get in trouble for marijuana possession.
Illegal here for sure.
And we don't have to talk about 2004. We can talk about 2024.
Like last week. Let's check that out.
Yeah.
Harris and Walz will next go on a 5-day tour through battleground states as they seek to make fresh appeals to potential voters. Tropical storm Debbie, which struck the southwest U.S. on Monday as a hurricane, is now back over the Atlantic, where it will regain strength. Debbie has already turned roads into rivers and homes into swamps in parts of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. The storm is forecasted to make a second landfall on Thursday somewhere between Charleston and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
It's not going to make it like over to the Texas Gulf Shore?
No.
So there's no way Debbie does Dallas this time?
No. I was waiting for somebody to make a Debbie does Dallas joke.
Were you really?
Yes. Because I'm not a comedian. I wouldn't know how to structure that.
No, you're starting to think like you're starting to think like an idiot, but also a comedian.
Thank you.
Welcome to the club.
Oh, thanks. In the meantime, Debbie is expected to drench the Northeast today with multiple rounds of rain. This has raised the risk of flooding for parts of Pennsylvania, New York, southern New England, Maryland, Delaware, and all of New Jersey.
How about a couple more quick calls?
Okay.
These are in response to Padilla, who called in and said that, he repeated what Trump had said on Fox News on Monday, that Kamala Harris had sent thousands of people to prison for marijuana possession.
Good morning, guys. This is X from the Upper Valley. I'm just calling in about that guy that called, the one that's yelling about the Newsweek article and this and that. Like, excuse my French, but you really sound like a dumbass. Like, what are you? Like, pick a side. Are you guys law and order or not law and order? Because last I checked, around that time, she was enforcing the law. And like Buzz said, 45 incarcerations, that's nothing compared to what you're saying, thousands with these numbers. So make up your mind. Are you the law and order party or not?
I think if you went back to 2004 to 2011 and took a poll of Republicans at the Republican National Convention on their view on marijuana, they said that they would say that marijuana users should be punished and that it should, I just think that would have been the Republican position at the time Kamala Harris was in office.
You want these attorneys to prosecute these people for breaking the law or not? But as time has gone by, look at the difference. California legalize marijuana.
Since then.
And what
Colorado.
about Texas, bro?
Right.
Do you think they're ever going to do it? You think Abbott's going to legalize weed?
He should. He's probably got health issues. He's in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah.
Weed might really, I don't know what kind of issues, other than the obvious. He can't use his legs, but.
On that and think about that. But you guys have a good morning.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, X.
Bye, bud.
Right.
Thanks, X. Yeah. Good point.
Hi, guys. I'm the girl who called, or the lady who called in earlier. I never said for the whole state of California. I said under her umbrella. Under her umbrella is my quote. So I didn't say the whole state. And I don't understand. Okay, if I got something wrong, okay. You don't have to call me an idiot, dude. Like, chill, pickle. Okay, like, oh my gosh, you guys are supposed to be the party of Christianity and all that, but yet you guys spew hate, judgment, and your first thing is always to go to hate and insults. Somebody, okay, I said something wrong.
I think, this caller brings up, and I think there's one party that is very doom and gloom in the election cycle.
Uh-huh.
And there's one that just has a more positive message. I mean, the one side is Trump said that any town in America is more dangerous than Caracas.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He
I think
definitely knows how to put the doom and gloom in things.
Right.
Rather than the upside of things.
And your thing is to call me an idiot. Like, dude, calm down. Whoever didn't love you enough, I'm sorry.
Oh, geez.
You don't have to go straight to hate and insults to prove a point. You could have just proven your point without having to add the insult and the hate. Oh, my gosh. You guys, give that guy somebody who knows that man, give him a hug. He needs it. And I apologize for getting it wrong.
Wait a minute. I thought she called in to say she didn't get it wrong.
She says, I apologize for getting it wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Kamala Harris was the district attorney of San Francisco when marijuana was still illegal in California. I don't know if it was legal anywhere during that time period.
I like what X said. And he's like, now you're getting mad because she's doing her job?
Right.
Make up your minds. The EPA has issued an emergency suspension of the common weed killer DCPA, also known as Dacthal.
What?
Dacthal. It's a weed killer.
Okay.
For outside buzz, like weeds and stuff out there. Citing risks to unborn children. It marks the first time the agency has used its emergency suspension authority in 40 years. Dacthal is commonly applied to grasses, artificial turf, crops including strawberries, cotton, and field beans and vegetables such as broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and onions. The EPA said in a Tuesday news release that the agency warned that some pregnant people who handle DCPA products could be exposed to levels that are up to 20 times higher than what the EPA considers safe for unborn babies, potentially causing irreversible lifelong health problems. Elon Musk is taking the legal gloves off. His social media platform X filed a lawsuit yesterday against the World Federation of Advertisers and member companies on Unilever, Mars, CVS Health, and Orsted.
Let me tell you, it takes a lot of huevos to tell your advertisers to cough and then come back and sue them for not wanting to advertise on your platform.
What is the end conclusion here? Does he want them to go back to advertising after all this?
I don't know. It seems like I think it'll be laughed out of court.
Maybe, yeah.
After Musk took over Twitter and changed it to X, a lot of companies, and there was one kind of umbrella group. I hate to use that term after we had a call use that term, but yeah, of advertisers who said, yeah, we're not sure we want a Nick Fuentes video popping up next to our Unilever ad.
Right. You don't want to see something hate-fueled and then, come to CVS.
So they decided to quit advertising on X. Can you imagine what would happen if everybody who at one time had advertised on the Buzz Adams Morning Show, if I got a lawyer and said, I'm going to sue you guys for not advertising on my show anymore. Right.
Now come back and advertise.
It seems like a very apt comparison to me. And I think a lot of it has to do with just the odious nature of Elon Musk's personality.
Right.
You know, I think a lot of people got and then he told them to go themselves.
He
if they
did
didn't
tell them
like
to
it.
go F themselves. Now I'm going to sue you. And then what does he want in the end? You come back and
Start
advertise
spending
with
more
us,
money
CBS?
with us? I don't
CBS
know.
is like,
Listen, I have
no.
always thought that any advertiser has the right to advertise or not advertise on
Right.
whatever they want to.
Free speech.
Yeah, free speech. And I don't know if you noticed, but when Linda Yaccarino, the CEO of X, she had a necklace on that said free speech while she was talking about suing companies that no longer wanted to advertise on X.
Right. The lawsuit accuses the advertising group's Global Alliance for Responsible Media of coordinating a pause in advertising on the platform after Musk bought then Twitter in 2022. After the lawsuit was announced, Musk posted on X and said, "Now it is war."
Yeah, evil Tony Stark.
If Tony Stark had gone into the wrong hands. And finally, next month, a new medical facility will open in El Paso alongside a dedicated air medical transportation service. The El Paso Fire Department announced Monday that it signed a 5-year contract with private air medical service provider Air Methods. The new partnership will result in Fire Star, or Shock and Trauma Air Rescue, a dedicated air medical transportation service to enhance emergency medical response capabilities within the communities. The new Firestar headquarters, which is expected to be operational by September, will be based out of Fire Station number 35 in East El Paso and service critically injured and ill patients who require timely and specialized care. And with your news, I'm Joanna Barba.
It has finally made the national news, well, at least it's made by Prep, the middle school in El Paso that doesn't want kids to wear, that has banned all black clothing, citing mental health concerns.
You can read all about it over at KLAQ.com.
Read Joanna's article at KLAQ.com, but I guess some of the parents don't like that their kids can't wear black.
Which is so weird to me because when I initially heard about this, I saw that the principal had sent out a letter to parents weeks ago letting them know about this.
Oh, yeah. Wait till you're a parent. Nobody reads those. No, just wait till you're a parent,
But
Joanna.
in that
Nobody
letter-
reads those. I get them all the time, usually in text.
Buzz, be involved more.
I'm involved, but after like 2 lines of a stop
But in the letter, it mentioned...
harassing me.
You're all, who is this? Leave me alone. But in the letter, it stated that this was a decision that was made because of like parents, administration. They all came together to come to this conclusion because elsewhere in that ban, they also banned like colorful socks and Crocs.
Okay, you shouldn't wear Crocs anywhere. Actually,
Stop wearing Crocs.
Crocs are perfect if you're doing yard work and you might be like your feet might get wet. Crocs can get wet and they got holes in them so they dry right out. I actually do have a pair of Crocs that I love, but I never wear them off my property.
I was still more shocked that you're going to also ban colorful socks just because they're like a distract, like those socks that have bright colors or they have characters on them. Those were banned.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Just the one school, though, not the entire
just the
district.
one school, yeah.
And which school was it?
Charles Middle School.
Charles Middle
Which is
School.
where my nephew went.
Oh, okay. I kind of wish we had uniforms back in my school days.
Yeah?
It would have been one less thing to get teased about. I've told you before, like, there were certain brands that were really popular, like Izod and Polo, except you had to go all the way to Dillard's in Tulsa to get that. And it was like...
You had to travel out.
So my mom would get it from
city.
Walmart, and they were knockoffs that kind of looked like an Izod, but instead of a little alligator, it was a little tiger. It was called El Tigre.
El Tigre.
If we just all wore the same thing, and that got you made fun of more if you wore something that was like, oh yeah, there was, instead of Polo, which had a guy, like the little logo, was a guy with a polo mallet, there was one called Knights of the Round Table, and that's what my mom would
And
do.
did they have, what, a sword up in the air?
Yeah, like a lance. It looks just like from 10 feet away. Hey, you got to pull. The thing
You get
is,
closer.
as soon as somebody gets within a couple of feet, they realize, no, your mom shops at Walmart. So I would have
And that
really
was
gone
terrible
for
back then?
Back when I was a kid, you got made fun of for anything you did and sometimes nothing you did.
Dang, the 70s sound traumatic.
70s and 80s,
Okay.
Joanna.
The Daily Calendar.
Ahoy! It's August 7th, and it's all about the sea. First, it's National Lighthouse Day. And jumping a boat because it's Regatta Day in Canada. The perfect way to go spot some sea serpents because it's Sea Serpent Day.
There she goes.
And if you work up an appetite, it's Raspberries and Cream Day. Sea serpents love those also.
And that's your Daily Calendar.
Hey, it's Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, all the on down, check and drive away in the car of their dreams. Right drive, the only way to drive.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
There's traffic you need to know about. I'll get to that right away. Also, Padilla is on hold. So
Yes.
Padilla, I'll get to you. I got to do a couple of things real quick. It won't take but a minute. Cowboy fan or not, Troy Aikman's new beer, 8 Elite Light Lager, is a better choice. 8 is for those who put in the time. They put in the work. For those who don't settle, 8 Elite Light Lager. Made with 100% organic grains. No cheap fillers. At only 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. 8 is truly light beer made right. 8 is available at stores, bars, and restaurants all over the area. Visit 8beer.com. Drink responsibly. It's been a while since we've had a traffic report. All right, what are we looking at?
Well, we have a major alert. I-10 West at Trowbridge has a rollover crash that's blocking the left 2 lanes and the on-ramp, and it is seeing major backup. So you're going to want to plan ahead if you are heading in that direction or find an alternate route. Again, that's I-10 West at Trowbridge with major backup.
All right, very good. Thank you. Here is Padilla, who works in the oil fields and listens to us out in, is it Midland or Odessa, Padilla?
How's it going, guys?
Hey, which one do you live in, Odessa or Midland?
Odessa.
Right on. So you called in and left a few messages. What's up?
Yeah, you guys are putting, your callers are putting words in my mouth. First of all, I never mentioned the word jailed once.
Okay, so you're complaining that Kamala Harris, when she was the DA, people were arrested for drug offenses but not jailed.
I'm not complaining. That's another thing. That's the second thing I wanted to clear up.
Well, you're kind of bringing it up as a harsh criticism. At least Trump was on Monday.
Yeah. First of all, it was convictions, not jails that I was talking about. And second of all, I brought that up because in the call I said, do you think Nico would be scared because Kamala has these convictions in the past?
Well,
I wasn't complaining that she had those convictions.
I will tell you this. Her, as a lot of people, including myself, attitudes toward marijuana have changed in the past 20 years. And that's the case with Kamala Harris. I don't think anybody should go to jail for possessing marijuana. I think that's pretty much Harris's position now.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But the original call, I said, do you think Nico would be scared because of her past convictions? I don't know if she's pro-marijuana or whatever, but I was just saying that as a joke.
Well, hold on a second. There's a difference.
It was a joke for Nico. I see what you're saying.
He's not here today, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know that she's pro-marijuana. She's anti-people going to jail for simple possession.
Yeah, and that's one reason why California is in the state it's in too, because even like petty crimes, I think it's under like $800 or something. People don't go to jail; they just get a ticket.
You know, when's the last time you were in California? Because you seem to know a lot about California.
No, it just comes up. I listen to the news. It comes up in the news a lot.
What news do you typically consume in a typical day?
Other news. Yeah.
Yeah. What news where do you typically get your news from?
I just randomly scroll the channels. If there's a news channel, CNN, NBC, whatever.
Yeah.
I just listen to whatever's coming on.
All right. So Kamala Harris at one point was too tough on crime and at the same time not tough enough on crime. Is that your position?
Well, I guess it wasn't her. I guess it's the recent
stuff that's going on in California. Like they criminalize theft over a certain amount. I don't know if Harris did that. I'm not saying that she did that.
Okay, but I just want to make sure where you fall down. You think that Harris was overzealous as a prosecutor, but also didn't prosecute enough crimes. I'm just trying to see if I can land on where you are on this issue, Padilla.
No. You're trying to get me in a got you moment. No. But it was a joke when I brought up that she was prosecuting marijuana.
Yeah, but that is a GOP talking point now, and there was nothing in your delivery of that line that made me think it was a joke.
Yeah, I said, do you think Nico would be scared of Kamala's past convictions?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Padilla. I'm glad you cleared the air.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, so she sent too many people to jail for doing drugs. And she doesn't prosecute any crimes.
So it was a joke.
I see. All right. I got a few calls here. And how about an Olympics update?
Yes, please.
Hey, Buzz. Morning more show. Hey, just wanted to double check if you knew something about the tax-free weekend.
I do.
I was reading. I don't recall ever seeing this before, but since I'm planning on purchasing a couple of tablets, I am reading that tax-free doesn't apply on items that exceed $100. So obviously, a tablet would more than likely be much higher than that.
Unless you get it from Temu.
But wanted to get your take on it. Do you know anything about that? Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I recall hearing a few years ago that it's like anything under $100.
Okay.
So that kind of takes big ticket items like computers out of the tax-free mix. So do you want me to read what I've got this year? And I'm quoting the Austin American-Statesman.
Yes, please.
This year's tax holiday begins this Friday and goes through midnight on Sunday. At some point, this is the perfect place to get my back-to-school expo liner in, right?
Yes, for sure.
All right, let me do that real quick. The Back to School Expo is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Silla Vista Mall. It will be the tax-free weekend as long as what you're buying is under $100. That seems to be the case. There are going to be all kinds of scholarship giveaways. You could win a $500 scholarship from El Paso Electric. Backpack giveaways, not just backpacks. These are provided by T2Go Tea and Energy. They're great backpacks that also come loaded up with back-to-school supplies in them. Yeah. Laura's Production is going to be putting on shows with models on stage, and that is this weekend, again, 10 to 6 on Saturday at Silla Vista Mall. The Back-to-School Expo presented by Western Tech. The sales tax holiday exempts qualifying items for sales tax when purchased between Friday and Sunday. During tax-free weekend, most shoes, clothes, and school supplies are sold tax-free as long as they are less than $100. So, yeah, there is no limit on the number of eligible items you can buy. Like if you found a shirt that was $99 and you wanted to buy 20 of them, you could do that and save the tax on them. If the shirt cost $100, you're out of luck. You're not saving the tax.
Nah, boo.
Did you know that?
I didn't, actually. I guess I've never bought anything that was over that.
What I've noticed.
It's a good time for me to get shoes.
The stores, Dillard's, or what's the other big clothing anchor store that they have there? Macy's.
Macy's.
Yeah.
Still open. Yes.
They don't look at you and go, "Is this for a student?" As long as it's under $100, no matter what. If it's
proof of your student.
Yeah, right. I could walk up with a $99 shirt and they'd give me the same discount, even though I'm not a student. There's a long list here, but it's the kind of things you would expect. Book bags, calculators, compasses, pencils and pens, protractors, clothing and footwear. So I'm going to skip on down what will not be tax-free. Anything sold for more than $100. Clothing subscription boxes. That's a good one.
What?
A clothing subscription box? Have you never had a subscription box?
No.
Have you ever heard of them?
No.
You
For
could buy,
clothes?
well, for clothes or for anything, like some of it could be like science fiction collectibles, and every month you get a box, but you don't know what you're going to get. It might be
Right.
something you're really into, like Star Wars, or it could be something you hate. Give me an example. I like Dune.
Okay. All right.
Computers, but if it's going to be under, computers will not be tax-free. I'm on the not tax-free. Jewelry, handbags, purses, briefcases, luggage, umbrellas, and wallets. That seems a little random here to me.
A little loosey-goosey there with the rules.
But get ready for the Back to School Expo. It is this Saturday at Silla Vista Mall. All right, you want a couple more calls?
Yeah, let's get into it.
So we found out this week that people who watch a lot of Fox News are running with this idea that Kamala Harris is terrible because she used to be the district attorney of San Francisco and was too hard on drug users.
Right.
That's what the Republicans are saying?
Okay. We've got a message from Big Rube in our app chat.
Yeah.
Who says Buzz is missing the point about the marijuana prosecutions. The left are the ones who are against prosecuting people on marijuana charges. So if you can't see the irony, then I don't know what else to say.
The irony that we're talking about up to 20 years ago when people's attitudes toward marijuana were different kind of across the entire country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like nobody was out there saying I'm the pro-legalized marijuana candidate. Even if they were, they wouldn't say it because it was not politically popular at the time. It's no longer 2004.
Yeah.
It's 2024. If you went back and asked Democrats who considered themselves liberals in 2004 to 2011, what do you think about gay marriage? Most of them would, in fact, Obama, among others, but back in those days, most of them would have said, I'm against gay marriage.
Right.
I think even like the most dyed-in-the-wool MAGA person at this point has kind of come to accept gay marriage.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
the
like, we have
fabric of
bigger
society
fish
did
to
not
fry.
unravel. It's like nobody even cares about it anymore, but
There we have bigger fish to fry.
yeah, you're comparing what somebody's stated position is presently to what it was up to 20 years ago. I'm surprised you don't see the irony of that.
Hey, good morning, Buzz. Good morning, Joanne.
Hello.
I'm just calling because I got to agree 100% with the law and order guy. These knuckleheads are calling in against Harris, yet they want to vote for a rapist. I can't believe these dumbasses. All right, then. You guys have a good day.
An adjudicated rapist. I always like to put that in front, like as a qualifier. The judge said, yeah, essentially what you did is the equivalent of rape. So it would be accurate and fair to say that Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist.
It would.
All right. Why Padilla hating on Kamala for actually doing her job or making sure that her team was prosecuting people? Unlike El Paso Padilla, if you lived in El Paso, you would know that we had an extremely, extremely horrible DA, Yvonne Rosales. Is that her name? I think it was. Anyways, correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I'm not a huge political guy.
It was Yvonne.
Political issues, but I had to speak out. There was 2 years and we didn't convict or prosecute anybody. And yeah, they used COVID as an excuse, but they sure did write that out. Now we're like, how many years behind? Who's our new DA? Who's our new DA?
Bill Hicks.
Right.
Anyway, he came on the air and he said that we're still behind. We have plenty of years of catching up, all because of one individual not being able to run her office properly. So no, regardless of who Kamala convicted, they did their job. They did what they were paid to do. And if they convict somebody for doing something illegal, oh well, sorry, you got caught. Big deal. Suck it up.
I mean, I guess there are probably still some politicians who are like, first thing I'm going to do when I get my way, lock up all the potheads. Like, there's probably some people out there who really think we're going down the wrong path here.
Reefer madness.
I don't see any politician out stumping against marijuana.
Hey, Buzz. I was calling in regard to Padilla. He's a typical Trump supporter. They don't even know what they want. They don't even know what they're trying to say.
Right. Are you against prosecuting people for marijuana, or are you for prosecuting people for marijuana? Because after talking for a few minutes with Padilla, who I think is a nice kid, I like Padilla.
Yeah,
I'm more confused
nice
about his position than I was when I started talking to him.
You know what I mean? You could throw anybody in there against Trump, and they're going to find something wrong with them. Kamala and Walt are 10 times more qualified for anything than Trump and Vance. I mean, just by personal record and education and accolades. I mean, come on, man. There's bigger fish to fry on this planet than just that. You know what I mean? Get a hobby. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. Appreciate all of our callers today.
Yeah, they're great. What did you say that one time? Like, you want the callers to, like, go against each other or something?
It would be funny if we could just, like, conference the calls without telling anybody ahead of time. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be great.
It's just like all of a sudden it's Padilla talking to one of these people who's calling
And
him
we just let him go at
and
it.
just let him go at it, and we sit back and eat popcorn out of our Deadpool popcorn bucket.
Yo, there's a reason why RFK's family won't even vote for him or endorse him. Keep that in mind. Not even his own family. Why should you?
I'm just wondering if, like, people who are really all in is like, RFK's the guy we need. Has the brainworm, dog-eating, bear transporting stories kind of dissuaded you that maybe he's not the right? But if you needed more, yeah, his family, I don't know that there's any member of the Kennedy family that's come out and even endorsed him.
It's like they were at first like, oh, okay, brain worms. That's weird.
Yeah.
And then,
poor
did
guy.
he eat a dog?
Did he eat a dog? And now it's like he did take a baby bear, and he was good. And I think he's lying. I don't think he was going to put it in the freezer for meat. That doesn't sound like a very Kennedy thing to do.
But he left it in a park as a prank. And I think at that point, you're if you were a supporter of his, you're like,
yeah, I'm off.
I gotta step out of this.
I'm sorry it took that instead of the damage that he's done to vaccine programs in the United States. I'm sorry that it took improperly disposing of a deceased bear cub.
That's the one that got you.
That's the thing that finally got you. I'm going to get to a little Olympic coverage coming up here in just a few minutes. Do you want to hear a little bit about AI?
Okay.
Some tech dudes that I'll admit I'm out of my depth on this one.
Okay.
I just don't know enough about this stuff.
And Nico knows more.
NPR has an article, 10 Reasons AI May Be Overrated. All right?
Okay.
Here's what NPR says. The artificial intelligence we have now isn't actually that intelligent. It can copycat humans, but isn't capable of generating great new ideas. Yeah, well, it's probably going to get better, though, right?
I'm
like
sure
anything
it will,
else.
yeah.
It seems like it's just like
It's
exponentially getting better.
Yeah, like it's barely just starting, and it's going to get even better.
Another reason AI is not as big a whoop-de-doo as you might have been led to believe. AI lies. There's a big problem with AI-generated falsehoods and errors, which experts call hallucinations. I love that that's the term they came up with it. Because AI, number 3, because AI isn't very intelligent and hallucinations make it unreliable, it's proving incapable of doing most, if not all, human jobs. I think at the end of every one of these points, I'm going to say, yeah, today, what's it going to be like in a year? What's it going to be like in 5 years? Number 4, why AI is overrated. According to NPR, AI's capabilities have been exaggerated. Several promising stories about AI's triumphs have proven bogus after researchers looked under the hood. Again, out of my depth on that one. I don't know. I don't use the stuff. I don't take it. I'm not a dick. Another knock against AI, despite all the media and investor mania about AI over the last few years, AI use remains surprisingly limited. No, I thought everybody was doing it, but me. In a recent study, only around 5% of businesses had used AI in the previous couple of weeks. I will say again, that's today. What's it going to be like in 5 years? Number 6, we have yet to find AI's killer app. Most applications for now are in personalized marketing and automated customer service. Not very exciting for most people. I'm getting bogged down already. Oh, here's one. I understand this one.
Okay.
Coming in at number 9, AI could be really bad for the environment.
What?
They got these data centers that power the AI, and they require a staggering amount of electricity to run.
Really?
Yeah. Electricity is made in several different ways, but one of them is still coal-fired plants.
Right.
Which produce ozone gases.
Girl, that's one that I can...
There are some AI data centers that consume more energy than would be needed to power a small country.
Whoa.
That's today. What will it be like in 5 years? Kind of a broken record over here, aren't I?
Yeah.
And finally, somebody did an experiment to see if 2 different AI programs, ChatGPT and DishGen, could make a tastier batch of chocolate chip cookies than a human.
Oh.
The AI programs failed. They didn't do anything crazy like put motor oil in it, but according to the judges, the cookies were just okay. The human cookies were much better. They said that the ChatGPT ones were boring and too chewy.
Oh.
All that said, we don't know where we are in the evolution of AI. We could well be into the second act of story, or we might still be on the first page. I think we're on the first page still. You know, there's some technology that really doesn't improve that much, or if it does improve, it's on passenger jets don't travel faster than they used to my knowledge.
Okay.
They don't get you to where you're going faster. There hasn't been any gigantic innovation in commercial air travel in, 50 years probably.
And that's why doors are falling off.
Yeah, now doors are falling off. It's actually getting worse. Anything else that's like a new technology, whether it's when Blu-ray players came out, they're very expensive and buggy.
Yeah.
And then as time goes on, and sometimes not that much time, they get much less expensive and all the problems
run
worked out.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. All right, thanks for listening to me talk about that for a little bit.
I'm so glad that you brought that up. Yeah, that's great.
We debuted our new Kamala Harris voice. See, this putting the emphasis on the right syllable is going to be difficult for a lot of people. So anytime I hear somebody say her name wrong, it's like, yeah, I do the same thing too, man. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Sometimes I do the same thing. For the first
Kamala.
year of the Biden presidency, my mom called her Clamato.
Clamato. Hey, how's Clamato doing? She's going to be the next president. We got somebody to voice Kamala Harris, and we really wanted to make her, they call her laughter unpredictable and cackly.
Yes.
Right, that's what they say.
Slow down, everybody. First, Afghanistan.
Do you have plans to visit the border?
Not today. More parents are seeing the value of educators when they had to bring their kids.
So that's one little characteristic that we said you gotta, if you're gonna impersonate Kamala Harris for the next.
You gotta nail that cackle.
Yeah, you gotta nail that cackle.
Hello, folks. Thanks for coming. I'm Kamala Harris. I'm ready to announce my running mate. He's a man. He's a nice man. He's the governor, right? The governor of Minnesota. Yeah, and Minnesota, is the land of 10,000 lakes. Yeah, the land of lakes. Which is a brand of butter. I like to put butter, on bread or on toast, right?
Oh my God!
Nailed it. Yeah, I use my toaster every day. And, sometimes I put bagels in the toaster, right? Bagels are round and, they have a hole in them. And just like donuts are sweet, by the way, very sweet. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my running mate, which is what I will say when I bring him out here. But wait, where are you all going? Okay.
The best way to remember how to say Kamala's name is to think of the word comma, as in, the sentence, as in using a comma in a sentence.
Wait, but I think you mispronounced it just now. I see the stories running as like, this person is racist because they won't pronounce her name right. And I'm like,
Girl, it's confusing.
Right. It's not easy.
The best way to remember how to say Kamala's name.
No. You're putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
He did say it. He also said it wrong, yeah.
He said Kamala. It's Kamala.
It's Kamala. Do you notice how...
You didn't take your own advice,
Do you notice how I avoid saying it and just say Vice President Harris?
Hey, the best way to remember how to say Kamala's name is to think of the word comma. As in, the sentence.
The comma.
Right, you're not doing it, though.
He said it wrong in the beginning.
As in using a comma in a sentence, it's Kamala. That's how I remember. So, I don't know. To each his own.
You didn't remember it the first time.
All right.
So, cut me some slack, too.
Hey, this is Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Ozzy to
HSA and book an appointment for your free fitting at goodfeet.com or just stop in. Walk-ins are welcome.
I have something to say.
Be part of the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Call Buzz.
Text me his number.
Live studio line 915-910-4995.
See? That's communication.
Recorded neckline 844-805-NECK.
Wait, what?
That's 805-6324.
I'm ready, Buzz.
Now back to Buzz in the Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
Steve Kaplowitz joins us from our partner station, 600 ESPN El Paso. Have you leveled up today, Steve?
Let me tell you something.
We're going to level it up.
I level up every day at this place.
Yeah, you do.
You have to.
Is that still like a buzzword in the office? It was
leveling up.
Yeah, there was a time when they had it on the different posters on the wall. Have you leveled up today?
You know what's funny? Our market president usually every year comes up with a few of these, and then he throws it at you all the time.
Are we talking about Mr. DeBow?
It's the only market president I know here. So, yeah. And level up was his. Was
that his or was that
corporate? Maybe
I think that was. That seems like a corporate.
So here's what I think happens. I think corporate has these phrases or slogans, and they'll say them during Zoom meetings or Teams meetings, and then all of a sudden they get pushed down to us. That's kind of where I see it. Although I'm waiting one of these days for corporate to throw shipbuilding at every market in this company, and that hasn't happened yet. And that's of course we all know Brad's. That's his brainchild. Shipbuilding.
Shipbuilding.
That's right. Relationships, companionship, partnerships.
Partnerships.
That's right. Rocket ship.
When people ask me what I do, I don't say I'm in radio. I tell them I'm in the shipbuilding business. How's that for a Brad impression?
That's good.
That's perfect.
Who took my cheese?
Who moved my cheese?
Yes, who moved my cheese? That's right. Guy.
So first of all, I have to say I was unaware that humans ran the steeplechase. I thought that was only a horse thing. I've never been to a high school track stadium that has a water hazard in the middle of the thing.
I haven't either. That's the beauty of the Summer Olympic Games. You get to learn so many things.
The steeplechase for men has been in the Olympics since 1920.
I know.
For women, it's only been, I think 2008 was the first year, but it was very bizarre. Have you ever seen it before?
I have, but I only see it 4 times a year.
I just saw it today, Steve.
You jump over a hurdle and there's a water hazard.
Yes.
It's the only way I can think of.
It's for people who grew up saying, look at how I can jump into this puddle.
What would really be great is if they combined, and they missed a prime opportunity to call it the people chase.
They can still do that. They can still do that. That would be good. I like that.
I think it would be great if they also added another obstacle, and that is you have to have like a stick horse between your legs like that.
Like
Do you remember
I like that too.
the video that we saw a couple weeks ago? There are people that are competitive stick horse dressagers.
And they take it seriously.
They do take it pretty seriously. So
you know what I would like?
steeplechase, I guess, has been in the Olympics for over 100 years. Why
I know.
have I never noticed it before?
Well, because you're watching other things. It's kind of like, wouldn't you love to see extreme wipeout in the Summer Olympics and watch somebody like, these balls come at you and other things where all these different athletes from around the world have to try to, get the best time possible, like the game Wipeout, but just almost take it another notch.
I don't watch Wipeout, but I think maybe Ninja Warrior, like just run an obstacle course would be fun to watch.
That would be good
right?
too. I like that also.
I wonder if they made it an Olympic sport, would the people who go on American Ninja Warrior automatically be the best in the world, or would it be just like, because a lot of them have college gymnastics backgrounds, a lot of those guys and girls
and females. Yeah, exactly right. That's true. So you dig American Ninja Warrior, like watching that, or do they even have like a world version of that, or is it just American?
No, they've got a world version. They had like sometimes they'll have like the Japanese team taking on the Americans.
That sounds fun too.
But it has never been considered for Olympic competition, however.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little Olympics here.
By the way, did you watch any water polo yesterday?
I did.
Yeah, it was good.
I was thinking about our conversation last week about how exhausting it must be just to tread water.
100%.
How long are the halves or quarters or whatever they got in water polo? You don't know.
8 minutes. 8 minute quarters, and there's four quarters.
Just treading water for 8 minutes is going to be exhausting.
Yeah.
But I'd forgotten, once they shoot and either make the goal or don't make the goal, they've all got to swim back all the way to the other end of the pool.
That's right, and play defense. Yeah, they go from offense to defense. And vice
that has
versa.
to be one of the most physically draining sports.
Well, swimming in general.
Swimming.
Listen, I feel like swimmers are in unbelievable shape. In fact, I saw this video yesterday on Twitter and X, and I was so impressed. There's a video of Katie Ledecky swimming a lap with a glass of chocolate milk on her head.
Oh my God, I've seen
and that's got to be CGI.
And she's balancing it while she swims.
I've seen it.
That has got to be.
I am. Listen to me. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let you watch it right now.
Tom Brady video that came out last year.
This is the real deal, baby. This is the real deal. Check this out. Watch this, okay? Here. There it is. Start watching that. So she's in a pool outside, puts the chocolate milk glass on the top of her head, and then she just gets in the water and starts to swim, and it doesn't leak and it doesn't fall off.
She should get a gold medal for that if it's real.
It's real. It's balancing.
It's real.
It's balancing on the top of her head while she's swimming. And that glass
I just
is not,
figured out something. So she's got a snorkel.
Yeah.
Because what you normally would do is
breathe.
And turn your head side to side. Well, you can't turn your head side to side.
No, but still, the fact that she's wearing a snorkel and that glass is not falling over or spilling, you got to admit, that is pretty remarkable balance when you see what she is capable of doing in a pool.
100% sure
that's not
that
fake.
Wasn't CGI.
No, that's not like Brady's football throw. No, that's the real deal, baby.
How many times do you think she had to do it before she got it?
I think Katie Ledecky is so good she could do it on the first try.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
got to realize this is the best in the world. Best in the world can do things that the rest of us could only dream of. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. In fact, her whole medal count is impressive. And then you think about the 24 gold medals that Michael Phelps won, and that just you're left just like saying it'll probably never. That's a record that'll never be broken. What Michael Phelps was able to do during his swimming career.
They show Michael Phelps in the stands for gymnastics and some swimming and stuff, and it's like, that dude is like a god at the Olympics.
He is. And by the way, I mean, that's another really cool thing about the Olympics is all the former heroes that are there. And then you realize we've got Snoop and Flava Flav at all these different events, and that they have become kind of like the American ambassadors for the Olympic Games this year. Snoop apparently has a Olympic pin that is so hard to find that he doesn't even have one, but that has become the most collectible.
Do you remember in Salt Lake in 2002?
2002. That's right.
Joanna, pins are a major part of the fan experience if you're actually at the Olympics. You trade
really?
with other people and you try and get
like at Disneyland.
I was unaware of Disneyland.
Oh yeah, Disneyland pins.
Know that?
Pins
That
and
is true.
stuff.
That is true.
Yeah, but every place you go in, they had souvenirs, and they'd have 1,000 different kinds of pins
Cool.
to choose from. And we brought a bunch of our radio station pins,
Mm-hmm.
and we were trading them, and you could tell the people felt like they had been gypped.
Yeah, that's right. And that's they weren't happy.
God,
they
where are all
felt like
my-
they got the shaft on that one.
Where are all my Olympic pins?
You should have. Well,
I've probably
first off,
accumulated just in the week that we were there.
You must have them.
100.
Really?
Yeah, someplace.
So I didn't get any
They're in your
pins when I
costume
was at the Winter Olympic Games. I did not take any pins home. I bought a hat, and the reason was that my friend at the time was supposed to be a volunteer at the Olympics in Salt Lake, and things fell through. And
Is
she
that
didn't
the only
volunteer.
Olympics you've ever attended?
Yes.
Yep, same here.
And I bought the hat for her because she didn't get to go. And it turns out that the person I gave the hat to is my now wife of 18 years. So kind of a cool story there. She was supposed to be at the Olympics volunteering, but didn't happen. So I brought her back a hat. She kept it for many years. And that was my souvenir that I took home from the Olympic Games. I don't think I took anything for myself.
Do you remember
that
when
year.
you locked us out of our car?
What?
No.
You don't remember having to call a locksmith to get our car unlocked because you left the keys in it with the car running.
Really?
Come on, that
And the
doesn't
doors
sound
and the doors
familiar.
were locked?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember
Yeah.
that one.
Okay.
No.
Hey, Buzz. Hey, Cappy. I got a great idea. Let's have Buzz, Cappy, Nico, and intern Alberto do the steeplechase. Now, it has to be modified because I'm pretty sure Buzz and intern Alberto will probably die. So let's make it like, I don't know, 2.
No. Nico would die as well.
Nico would, yeah.
Alberto might be the only one to survive just because he's so much younger.
Mhm, that's true. That is true.
Also, where do they have these tracks that have a puddle of water in the middle of the
Do
track?
we just create?
Can you-
Like,
do they-
I'm just
do they
gonna
make
spray
them-
water on you guys on the floor.
We could
would
put
probably
like
have
one of
to
those
be
little,
created.
one of those little Mr. Turtle pools and just put it out on the track at El Paso High.
I like that idea. I think that's a great idea. I do.
No more than 4 laps. And let's do a good prize at the end. And it'll work, man. Put it on Facebook Live. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Facebook Live. Alberto, by the way, yesterday had a meeting. Listen to this. This is a good one.
That dude.
He had a meeting
I got to
yesterday.
know Alberto a lot better than I did before last week. I now know Alberto pretty well.
He calls. He tells me he comes. He's at the station at 3:30. We're on the air at 4. As I'm getting ready to go on there, he goes, "I got to go." I go, "What do you mean you have to go? You just got here." He goes, "I've got a meeting at 5 o'clock on Geronimo with Steve Escajeda to talk about being one of your high school football reporters this season on KRD." I said, "That's great." I go, "Why are you leaving an hour in advance?" He goes, "Well, you know, my car, it might break down." I'm like, well, then if it's going to break down, then it doesn't matter if you leave at 4:30 or 4 o'clock. The point is the car's either going to make it or it's not. Stick around for a little while. He's like, no, I want to, I get anxiety and I don't have to worry, So that was it. So that was the whole thing.
Shakes a little.
Yeah, he says the car shakes a little, and
Sometimes it shudders when he turns the engine off.
And the funny thing is,
poor
we tell Alberto, well, then just go trade in and get another car. He goes, no, I like this car. I go, well, then stop complaining if you like the car.
He
It's
likes
either-
it because it's paid for.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. That's exactly right. Now, remember, Alberto is the same person whose electric bike was stolen from the back of the radio station when he showed up for his first interview before we even hired him. He parked it.
He was here signing the papers.
Yep, that's right.
To work here when his bike got stolen.
Somebody cut the lock, took his electric bike.
In broad daylight.
Oh,
in
it
broad
was
daylight.
locked?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I just figured he put it outside without a lock on it.
Somebody came, cut the lock, took the bike on camera, left. We know who it is, and there's nothing we can do.
What do you mean?
I mean, they identified the person based on this photo. We have a security camera in the back.
So call the police.
They did.
What did the police do?
They couldn't do anything.
They didn't go over and say, return Alberto's bike.
Couldn't do anything about it. That's the worst.
Let's go over there.
What?
Let's go over there after the show and lay a beating down on the guy.
You want to do that? Okay, that'd be good. You want that bike back. That's exactly.
So yesterday I did see some of the men's running, including Cole Hawker.
Oh, yeah.
Who was not expected to medal. He ended up taking the gold for Team USA in the 1500. And he had to come from behind to do it. So listen as Cole Hawker comes down stretch.
Someone's in on the conversation. Ingebrigtsen. Cole Hawker on the inside. He gives him a little shove and Cole goes by. Here comes Josh Kerr on the outside. All the talking is over.
That's a gold medal for Team USA from underdog Cole Hocker. There was a guy in front of him who wouldn't let him through. He was a Hocker blocker, is what we call him.
A Hocker blocker?
Yeah, a Hocker blocker.
Not to be confused with Hawk Tui.
Cole Hocker Tui. Team USA has finally passed China for the sole lead in golds. That was accomplished yesterday. We were tied with China. And now USA Today, Team USA Today enters the day with 24 golds. China has 22, Australia 14, France 13, and Great Britain 12.
You know what I learned about medals? Apparently the rest of the world does not count total medals. The only thing the rest of the world is concerned with is gold medals.
And you
that's
were giving me a hard time because I was saying there should be some kind of point system where a gold gets 5 points.
Yeah. Well,
and a bronze gets 1.
I just didn't know that the rest of the world could care less about silver and bronze. I'm amazed they even let their athletes take them and not just say, leave them there on the podium and don't even bother with it. Because apparently that's all the rest of the world cares about.
Okay, I just got a message and I wasn't sure, but then I got it from the guy who does our AI 5 points guy.
Oh, yeah.
He says that he has gotten AI to do it even better, Kamala, than our actress that we hired to play Kamala Harris.
Good morning, Buzz and Joanna. This is Vice President Kamala Harris calling in. Ha, ha, ha. My ears have been ringing all morning. Ha, ha, ha. And it's not from the 3 bottles of Chardonnay I drank last night. Ha, ha.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
The AI Kamala has not got the laugh down, right?
Doesn't have the cackle yet, but that voice.
Also, I did not convict thousands of people for petty marijuana charges. I convicted like 50. At least we actually convict people here in California. Unlike Yvonne Yosales. Ha 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 ha. Also, Nico should be arrested for always calling in and leaving you guys in a real pickle. Ha 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 ha. By the way, what happened to that guy who's in a pickle and sells cars for a nickel? Ha ha.
All right.
I thought that was good.
Voice
Yeah, but
good,
the
that,
laugh.
That laugh really needs to.
Kamala Harris has a very unique laugh. Some people attribute it to wine, but I don't know if there's any truth.
Slow down, everybody. First, Afghanistan.
Do you have plans to visit the border?
Not today. More parents are seeing the value of educators when they had to bring their kids.
Some people say it's a cackle. Some people call it annoying. Some people say that it also seems random, like she's laughing at points in the conversation or the speech where it's not supposed to be random.
I hate to bring Alberto back, but wouldn't you like to have a laugh off between Alberto and Kamala Harris?
With his little
with his
giggle?
real high pitched giggle,
like a first grade schoolgirl.
Yes,
is what
yes.
what Alberto sounds like.
It'd be perfect.
So we're ahead in the overall medal count by even more.
That's true.
Yesterday, Team USA men's basketball defeated Brazil. Now, Brazil,
they're a good team.
I expect them to have a good team, but this was not close. 122-87, the final for the U.S. men.
Did you hear?
With the shot clock off and the U.S. up 122-87. That'll be the final score as the United States, looking for another gold medal, will advance to the semifinal here in Paris.
I would have thought Brazil would have hung tougher with Team USA.
Yeah.
I read an article that said that this team might have more talent on it than the 92 Dream Team, which is hard to imagine.
Well, this team is pretty loaded. It really is. You heard about what happened with Kevin Durant yesterday, right?
What happened?
He became the all-time leading American scorer in Olympic basketball history, male or female.
And there was some talk of keeping him off the team because of a calf sprain, I think.
Yeah, exactly. But no, he apparently is now the all-time leading scorer for the Americans.
KD is clutch. And I remember like 8 years ago, or maybe it was 12. It could have been 12 years ago.
It could have been.
Was that the first time he played in the Olympics?
12,
he was
probably.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
And the men won gold, of course, that year. But is this one just a foregone conclusion that the basketball team's going to get the gold?
I mean, anything less would be a huge disappointment given the roster makeup, right? If you think about it, they've got every big name in the league, that American name playing on this team. So, yeah, there's no reason why the Americans should settle for anything less than gold.
Yeah, I remember the U.S. team the last year they used all college players. So I remember who some of those players were. You want me to throw out a few names?
Sure.
Dan Marley.
Thunder Marley. I like that.
Marley.
Yeah, Thunder Dan. That's right.
Wayman Tisdale.
He was on that 92 team?
He sure was.
Huh. Chris Mullen.
Chris Mullen.
Yeah.
Was on that. So it used to be we would send our college guys, these are guys that never made a penny or they're not supposed to have playing basketball, to take on the best in the world.
I'm pretty sure Malone and Barkley were on that 92 Dream Team also. And, of course, Christian Laettner.
No, but I'm talking about the 88 college team.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 88.
They didn't put Shaq. They didn't put Shaq on the 92 Dream Team. That might have been his rookie season.
It was his rookie season, actually. So that is correct.
I bet you they'd never seen anything like a 20-year-old Shaq in 1992.
He was amazing. He really was. But, yeah, you look at just the dominant force of that 92 team and how great they were, and you're right. Anything less would probably be a huge disappointment.
Barkley was definitely on it because I remember him. They were playing Somalia or Ethiopia, an African country, and this dude is, for the other team is running right next to him, and Barkley gives him an elbow, and I'm not kidding. This guy must have weighed 115 pounds, soaking wet, and Barkley just obliterated him with a casual elbow.
Was it 84? Was that when you talk about the 84 Olympic team? Because Jordan played on the 84 team. That was in L.A. And the 84 team was loaded.
No, the 88 team is the one I'm thinking of.
Okay. Well, I think on the 88 team, Danny Manning was on that too. I'm almost positive he was on the 88 team.
I will never forget what Danny Manning did to the OU Sooners in the national championship.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, good morning show. I had a question either for Buzz or Cappy about the Olympics. I was wondering if a team like the soccer team or the basketball team win gold, do they count all those players as gold medals, or does it count just as one gold medal?
That's a good question.
Just a quick question. Bye.
So here's the way it works, okay? It counts as one gold medal, but everybody on the team gets a gold medal.
What if they gave the team one medal and they had to send it around the mail like a Stanley Cup champion?
That'd be hilarious. You get to, you get to spend a week. You get a week with the gold medal. That's right. Then you got to send it off to the next player. But no, that's true. In fact,
it only counts as one medal toward the total medal count.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. But they each get a medal. And the funny story about this whole conversation is, okay, I don't know if you people in El Paso remember, but the 72 men's basketball team, that was the year with the controversy when they lost to Russia, and they replayed the ending 3 different times until Russia finally got the win.
It was one of the most shameful, disgraceful moments in Olympic history. Don Haskins was on the coach as an assistant.
He was, and Jim Forbes, who we just lost just not that long ago, he was on that team. He played with Doug Collins, and it was a very, very good basketball team. Anyway, the story goes that those silver medals were never accepted by the Americans, and to this day, 52 years later, they remain locked up in a Swiss vault. That's where they are, and they've never been taken or claimed by the Americans, and never will, because of the fact that they know that they got screwed out of that gold medal.
Explain to Joanna why the members of that team from 1972 don't have the medals. So I'm not sure everybody knows about this.
I did not. No.
So they were
so pissed off.
The Americans had a 1-point lead, and at the end of the game, when the clock expired, they claimed that there was a malfunction on the clock. So even though the Americans won, they replayed it a second time, and the second time they replayed it, again, the clock had an issue, and the Americans won.
It was pretty blatant cheating on the part of the referees.
Yes.
Were the referees, they weren't all Russian, were they?
No, they weren't. I don't think they were Russian at all. But they kept replaying this ending. There was like 2 seconds left in the game, and every time the Russians would inbound the basketball, the game would end and the Americans would win. Well, there was some problem again after the second time. So what happened was that this time, actually it was either the first or second time, the Americans went into the locker room. And Don Haskins told, the head coach of that team, which was Henry Iba, the coach he played for when he was
Oklahoma State.
Right? He said, we shouldn't go out. Let's just not even go out and give them the satisfaction of playing it over. Let's just stay in the locker room, and that'll be it.
Wait, go out and play what over?
Replay the end. In other words, when the game originally ended, when the game ended, they were in the locker room. They weren't going to come out. And Don Haskins said, let's not even go out. But the Olympic Committee threatened them and said, you will not get your gold medal unless you come out and replay this again. So they go out, and then on the third time, there was a long pass all the way down the court, and two of the Americans fall down, and the Russian catches the ball, puts it in, and as the game expires, they win by a point, and they counted that and wouldn't and decided that was going to be the official end of the game. So the Americans lose the game.
And that was 72?
72. Yeah, they lost by 1 point, and that was it.
Oh, and somebody needs to make a big documentary.
There has been. There has been.
There has.
Oh yeah.
Because it's
HBO.
All over it.
It's on Max. It's on Max.
So
It's on Max.
painfully obvious that for whatever reason,
my
are there any
God.
theories as to why the referees were
There was rumors that
bending
they were corrupt, and they were getting paid, and they were going to keep playing it until the Americans.
They were just going to
lost.
keep playing until the Russians got a basket.
Exactly, which happened on the third try. Very well known incident, and yes, there has been a documentary. It is on. I believe it's on. It was on HBO, so I'm pretty sure it's probably on Max now. But
Got one question for you, Joanne. Are we going to have time for the Hollywood Cheese Bang?
No.
Oh.
Good morning, Mo Show. Hey, tomorrow, Brazil and United States women's volleyball semifinals. It is going to be a game to watch. They are going to battle to the death. I would suggest definitely watching that.
Are we talking volleyball or beach volleyball?
I watched beach volleyball yesterday. In fact, I believe it was the U.S. and Switzerland yesterday in beach volleyball that I was watching. But, listen, there are, right now, as far as the Olympics go, there are terrific. I mean, we're talking about the volleyball teams are great to watch. And what do you like better, by the way? Do you like regular volleyball or beach volleyball as far as what gets your attention most?
Beach.
Okay. So you like looking at the girls wearing yeah.
The style of play is much more compelling.
Oh.
Yeah, of course I like looking at the girls in the bikinis.
Gotcha.
And they're like the pinnacle of athletic physical perfection.
They are. That is 100% correct. So, that's part of it.
Like
by the way,
sculpted out of marble, the legs and back and all the,
the U.S. will be playing Poland in the men's semifinal for volleyball.
Volleyball or beach volleyball?
No, that's men's volleyball.
Okay.
And then in beach volleyball, I'm looking to see it's going to. I think the U.S. is into the semis now, and I got to double check the check the schedule on that one. So, but yes, there's we have a lot going on. The U.S. is basically in volleyball. I think they're in the semis right now for the women's. I got to double check that based on the results from that Switzerland game. I left yesterday. I had to go to a meeting, and I did not see the results.
I'm going to ask the question that everybody wants to know is when are they going to get to the break dancing?
Yeah. That hasn't happened yet?
No.
I think it's this weekend. I think we checked the results.
I remember it was going to be toward the end of the games.
Mm-hmm.
How much longer do we have in the Olympics? Another full week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it ends this weekend.
Third match point.
Wait a minute. Does it end this weekend, or do we have another full week?
I believe it ends on Sunday.
Okay.
The 11th.
Third match point for the Americans. That's it. The United States has held on to beat a very spunky French team.
Beach volleyball, baby, sand in your crack. This Olympics I'll always remember. You're patting your teammates, but when she makes a good shot.
A bathing suit is the most comfortable thing to play beach volleyball in.
Beach volleyball, baby, how can we lose? You're American made and I've got plenty of booze. I'll watch you jump and make a toast to your route every play.
All right, thank you, Cappy, for dropping by. We'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right, sounds good, guys.
What did I miss?
Oh, I can't believe I missed it.
Did you miss the Buzz Adams Morning Show today?
I missed everything.
Just use the KLAQ mobile app. That way you can listen to Buzz on demand.